So welcome back, guys. As a quick recap, last session you are on the Harmony airship destined for Neverwinter on your way to the Festival of Remembering that you received an invite for a few days prior. You encountered some strange individuals here in the lower deck of the Harmony in this tavern-like hall. You encountered Big Ted, Bingle the Bugbear, my memory from last week. You encountered a nasty-looking drow figure by the name of Crixus who tried to hijack the ship and just get up to general hijinks, but you put a stop to it in a nice fight above deck. As you also saved a small dragonborn child in the process who very nearly perished off the side of the ship.
Wasn't he a kobold?
Yes, most definitely a kobold, and that's exactly what I said. Editing Andy, edit that out. That probably won't, can't bothered. And on your descent back into the lower deck after this fight, you were greeted all by a celebration from all of the airship's staff and patrons. And that is exactly where we'll pick up from now, as I play some music that I've imported that I've no idea what it could be. So
yeah,
we will all
the immersion's
enjoy
back.
whatever music this may be. The scene is yours, guys. It is starting to come into the evening time now. The bright sky and sunlight that was beaming down from the ramp up to the upper deck, and also the big large window that you see sort of behind you is now sort of dimming light. Most of the patrons have now gone to bed, or up to the upper deck, and it very much has slimmed out across the tavern hall. But the scene is yours. What would you like to do?
I am very content, having just eaten all 4 of my sugary treats.
That's right. Did we open our Happy Meals?
Yeah.
Is it still Pokemon?
What cards did we get?
Commands did we get?
Okay.
Yeah.
Fantastic.
Remember, Darren got 4.
So
That's it.
You'll have to remind me then. How many Happy Meals did we all get? I think Bingle would have said it's 1 Happy Meal per person. So unfortunately, Lugus, no more Happy Meals for you, because there are a lot of children on the ship, and they do have to go round. But
Hugh needs at least 3.
Well, he would be taking them off of you guys. So if you are happy to,
Hugh can have mine. Hugh can have mine.
Okay.
I'm eating my cheesecakes and what have you.
I'm famished. Thank you.
Alcohol.
You're eating your alcohol. Well done. So Hugh, in front of you are 3. I can't believe I'm doing this. Why did we do this? In front of you is 3 red cardboard boxes. The handle is in the shape of a K. You get the sense that it's from sort of a chain food restaurant by the name of Khaki McBingles or something like that.
Cool.
As you open the box, there's...
How do you spell that, please?
No. You tell me how it's spelled. K-A-K-Y McBingle. There you go. So as you open this red box, you see there's a small portion of potato crisps, a hamburger, but as you take it out, the meat smells very fresh, very well constructed burger at that. A little bit of lettuce and some.
Have they
tomato.
stacked them properly? There's no mismatch.
Yeah, no. This one in particular that you've just opened, you've sort of got really lucky where it's all been stacked perfectly, and it's just like it looks on the picture above the bar. So yeah,
I'm very, very happy.
And
I'd like to take the first box and I'd like to turn it into a little crown and stick it on my head.
You certainly can. And there are perforations around the box in order to facilitate this.
Fantastic.
And
Fantastic.
You make yourself a crown. But yeah, as you tear the box and sort of construct this crown of a hat, a small sleeve slips out that says Pokemon. Go ahead and roll 2 D100s for me, please.
2 D100s. Here we go. 2D100.
Better hope it's not another Blastoise.
Oh,
Yeah.
getting a
if you're
duplicate
on
this
that-
early on. Ooh-wee.
Another 150.
85.
So with an 85, you pull it out, and the surrounding of the card as you pull it out slowly is this green hewish texture. You can see the writing at the top just says evocation. As you pull it out a little bit more, it's a gauntlet of energy. Yes, it's a gauntlet of energy.
Hmm.
Number
Looks
85.
Like an item card then, or maybe a trainer card.
You would have to look into more about Pokemon.
Fantastic,
as
yeah.
In the Whispering Woods, you didn't get much of that. Much training in the way of Pokemon.
No, they don't have a franchise in the Whispering Woods, unfortunately.
No. Maybe soon. So, yeah.
I'm going
Oh, sorry. Go
I'm
on,
gonna
please.
have donated my, like, while I was like, oh yeah, Hugh, take mine. I'm going to be doing that really irritating thing where you give food to someone, but then I just keep going back in to, like, steal some more of the
Yeah.
chips back for myself.
Yeah.
I'm quite happy to share. Oh no, Julius, have some.
No, good.
It's
Awesome.
very good.
I can tell by the way you're necking it.
Yeah, Hugh essentially just eats the burger with one whole bite. It's only a children's meal.
Yeah.
But yeah, whoever's opening the other two packs, go ahead and roll 2 D100s. If you're doing it again, Hugh, it's up to you.
Yeah,
Up to you
'cause it's
guys. All right, I'll roll for Flopsy. Here we go.
Oh, a 117. You pull it out,
117.
and it's a purple color, and it is a this is a necrotic card, and you pull out a grizzly, and it is
A grizzly.
Yes, it's a creature that's kind of this ghostish form. Is it shines off this sort of smoky texture to it, and it's got a great big grin on its face.
Fantastic. And neither of these are holographic, I'm assuming.
No, they're not holographic, I'm afraid. You haven't been lucky enough yet, but you
I'm-
could get lucky now.
I'm happy with my little collection.
Well, you've got one more pack to
Yeah.
go.
Yeah. Julius, did you want to open this one?
Oh, you knock yourself out, Hugh. You're having so much fun.
I am. And I've made a crown out of the second one, and I've balanced it on top of the first crown.
Fantastic.
And
55.
55.
And you pull out a beetle, and it is just a small worm-like creature, and the card is green-coloured.
55. Green. Beetle.
Glad
Love
someone's
it.
writing these down.
Absolutely.
help
They
a
won't
lot.
ever come up again.
Yeah.
Never
Cool. So as
Fantastic.
Hugh sat there with some fantastic cardboard crowns on his head, what he got is up to?
What's Beetle's type? Is it conjuration?
I'd say
I was
that
gonna
was
say-
an abjuration for Beedle.
Actually.
Oh, abjuration.
Abjuration.
Defensive.
Most certainly. Of course it is. It's a Beedle.
Lugos, do you know anything about these? I've never seen Pokemon cards before.
Oh, my second cousin twice removed. He collected them. He definitely has some. He has some under his bed in like a binder. It's quite neat. He's a
They're
big
collectible.
fanatic. Yes.
Is he with us down here or somewhere else?
Oh, 3 planes up. I'm afraid. I can always bring it back to him when when he's available.
Well, I perhaps one day we'll meet him and we can do some trading. But I'm quite happy with my nice little collection so far, and I'll put them safely away in one of my shirt pockets.
Keep a close eye on them. Some of them can be quite expensive.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Mm. Blastoise, the one you had earlier, is that a good one?
Well, it's hollow Blastoise actually, so it's even rarer than a regular Blastoise.
It's enchanted. It's a +1 Blastoise.
It's a +1 Blastoise. Yes, it is.
It's canon, it is.
That's what Hollow is +1.
Plus.
So do you do anything with them, or do you just collect them?
I think there is a game, but I've never really got into that. There's a Pokemon trading card game.
Well, maybe we should find someone in the crowd to explain the rules right now, this second. Start looking around.
So as you look around the tavern, most, as mentioned previously, most of the patrons have gone to their cabins now, and the tavern room you're in right now sort of has two stories. The upper second story of this tavern is more the cabin areas where everyone's sort of gone. So as you take a look around, roll a perception check for me, please.
Oh. I will do. Oh, no, I won't. Hang on. Sorry, I haven't got my character sheet open. I was too distracted by Vicky because it looked like she was trying to cast a spell on whoever's in the room.
Oh no, I'm waving. Sorry, Steve's there doing silly things.
Well, Billy.
20 total.
Nice.
So with 20 total, you notice most of the patrons in this tavern now are sort of the lonely type. So they're just all sat there sort of drinking, not really needing to go to bed. You do see the Dragonborn couple, Hugh that you clocked earlier in the day. They still seem to be bickering or having a kind of a lover's quarrel in the corner of the room. They don't seem to be been too phased, but with a 20, you do see a couple of figures off into the corner, who, when you look over, you got the sense that they were staring right at you, and as you saw them, they sort of looked away quite quickly.
Oh, do I recognise either of them?
With a 20, I'm going to say no. They've got these hooded robes on, and as you looked at them, you sort of only just got a quick glance at their humanoid-like face as they just sort of turned away and carried on back with their conversation. But their clothing is very non-distinct, very normal-like clothing.
I'll just kind of lean over to Flopsy. I'm presuming she's sitting next to me as I did this.
Yeah. Going.
Hey, Flops. You see those people over there?
Oh yeah.
I think they're like
What about him?
staring at us.
Would I have noticed that they're staring at us?
Yeah, you sort of turn around and sort of catch the glimpse of just two people sat at a table just in a corner, and they just seem to be having just a quiet conversation between them. It seems as Julius has pointed them out, they just seem to be trying to go unnoticed.
Well, I mean, I kind of guess that they probably would be, considering what we just did, but I don't know, it feels kind of shifty. Do you wanna go and have a chat?
Sorry, I'm just so distracted. Are you okay?
About why?
Like, you were shot in the head. There's still quite a...
Oh,
dent
yeah.
there.
I mean, Haringons are pretty dense. It's fine. I don't have any. It's all good. And anyway, the squirrel, Lugus, he helped.
Aye? Oh, I did. Don't
Yeah.
worry.
Okay, there was just
He's a pretty good healer, actually.
Yeah.
Don't rely on me, especially at this level.
But no, I think, and she's gonna kind of pat her forehead where the bolt kind of went. I think I'm alright. I think I'm fine.
Just like a little bit of blood. Just a little.
Tiny bit, maybe. Hey,
Tiny bit.
you know, scars are important. You know, they let you. They tell stories. And you're a bard. You love stories. Scars are great.
Uh-huh. Yeah, great. Yeah, actually, that's a great point. How late in the evening is this? Is it just going into early evening, or
Yeah, I'd
is
probably
it?
say it's around sort of 9 o'clock, coming up to about 10 o'clock in the evening.
Okay. So I'm like, that is a great point, Flopsy. And I'm going to stand up from the table. No, I'm going to
God.
stand on the table. Going to stand on the
don't,
table while I
Oh, no.
accidentally kick Hugh's drink so like it kind of swashes. Sorry.
Careful.
I'm so
Lady.
sorry, Hugh.
It's also free. I'd be really mad.
Gentlemen. I'm going to try and get everyone's attention
Yeah.
on me.
Flopsy's ears are going to go immediately down, and she's just going to be like, "Oh my god."
I'm going red just thinking about it.
So the crowd, and when I say crowd, it's a very small crowd. I'm going to say there's probably around 12 people, and they all just
Oh no!
look
Come on,
directly in your direction.
Fuck it! I've started, so I'll finish. Ladies and gentlemen, friends of the Harmony, please join me in raising a glass to our heroes, Lugus Brushtail,
Hey.
who, though he may be small in height, did not stray away in the face of a fight. I can't do it. It's too embarrassing to even do it.
I'll finish
Shortly
now.
after
kind
the
word.
triggers
Please.
arrived, Lugus started blasting them off of the side.
I started.
I'll do a little I like the nearest person.
And they're sort of going,
I'll take a big sip of drink.
I'm under the table.
Hugh is
And-
loving it. Hugh is just staring up at you like,
And of course, Flopsy Soft Mittens. Flopsy, stand up, Flops. Okay, she's shy, she's shy. Unafraid
I'm
of
good.
being tested, sunk her arrows deep into each foe that she bested, and though bloodied and injured, could not be prevented from saving a young kobold from being lamented. Is the kid still there?
the kid is not there, unfortunately. It's past his bedtime. Sad.
You should get to stay up. He almost died today. And last but not least, Hugh of the Woods. Though surrounded on all sides, he came up with the goods. And just as the drow, Grixis, started to laugh, Hugh gallantly stepped forward and sliced him in half.
Amazing.
So please, to our
Thunder
heroes,
support.
join me in a toast. Belugas, Flopsy, and Hugh, more courageous than most. And I'm gonna yum sing it.
Amazing.
Fantastic.
And for that, Julius,
Do a massive bow.
go ahead and give yourself inspiration for that amazing speech.
Yay.
So the crowd, I'm not even going to get you to roll a performance check on that one. It was just too good. They all start to just clap. Absolutely just in awe. Faces, eyes wide, sort of mouths agape, and some of them even stand up. They're very, very excited about it. Keeping your gaze on the two figures that you saw in the corner, they are just sort of slow clapping. Just like that.
I will pop down off of the table.
Now that you've finished making a spectacle of yourself, perhaps we should go and see what those two are doing.
Free publicity, Flops, come on.
It's not always about publicity, but okay, I guess.
Well, you
You can tell she's feeling like incredibly uneasy with all of these eyes staring at her.
Yes. So you may need to make a wisdom saving throw soon to see if you could even stand being in
How
this room.
embarrassed you are.
I just, I prefer just being in the shadows, just a ghost.
Yeah, I get that. I'll tone it down, okay? I'm sorry.
Okay. No, it's okay. It's all right. I appreciate the effort, though. It's very lovely, and I'm sure the group itself all love it. Yes.
Yeah. So, how about you, Hugh? Anyway, are you? Is there a Mrs.
Of the woods.
Hugh of the Woods or a Mr.
No.
Hugh of the Woods? Or
No, I've never really gone in for other relationships with people, if I'm honest. I have my trees, I have my woods. That's all I've ever really needed. But maybe
Sounds
there's.
like a wonderfully simple
something
life.
Oh, it was for a time. It really was. Yeah, very peaceful. We used to go fishing in the river, and I had some bees. I used to look after my bees. You would have loved my bees. They made the most delicious honey.
Did you name each one?
Yes.
Really?
Yes. Yeah, 6,500 of them.
And you see Bingle comes on over and just goes, ho, 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 won't you tell us all their names?
And Hugh begins rattling off 6,500 names.
No, we've got time. Come on.
Hey, Aronson. So, are you both here by yourselves then, Lugus and Hugh?
Aye. I'm the only one from my house who got an invite.
Yes, and I got this invite as part of my payment for my last job that I was doing.
Mine just showed up.
Yeah.
That must have been quite a big job, was it? Seems like a pretty good thing to be given as payment.
I was surprised, but it was for an estate on the sword coast. I was felling some of their oaks, and yes, it was a good paycheck already. I was very surprised that they included this. It was very surprised indeed. But hey, I've worked hard and I deserve some rest, so I'm fully intending enjoying my holiday.
Hugh, can I have a look at your invite?
And I'll slide it along the table, and I'll just fish it from the DMs.
I was going to say, not to fish them out. But yeah, it's as Hugh sort of slides it over in the DMs. It looks an awful lot like yours, Lugus.
Oh, okay. It's surprisingly less bloodstained.
Bloodstained?
Aye, it's for some reason it slipped my mind earlier. But and through no means other than my own memory, and definitely not being reminded by Andy. Yeah, my invite's got some strange red stains on it. Also, even the number's different, and the symbol. Right.
The number?
I don't see.
Oh, but it doesn't have 12 on.
No, mine's got. Open it. What has mine got?
Are we going to have to look at all of our invitations? I've got no idea where mine is.
Mine's got 50. I've got 54 on it. Instead of a horse, I've got a piece of broccoli or a tree.
What? Let's see it.
Alright.
I'm trying to find mine.
As he slides the invitation over in the DMs.
Yeah.
See?
Oh. Somebody had a nosebleed.
Or a paper cut, more likely.
I think it's
Or a
mine.
paper cut, yeah.
You might be on mute, by the way, Vicky. I saw he's trying to say something.
Oh yeah.
I seem to have got a I guess a jouster on a horse, and I've got a little like flower in the top left.
Oh. Everyone's got a different. Andy, do you have the one that you sent to me? Because it's.
Everyone's got a jouster.
As you rummage around in your pockets, Julius, it may take you just a second.
I was trying to go through the DMs and I was like, I've been chatting too much rubbish.
Don't out my
Where is that?
DMs. Yeah, stalk amongst
Oh,
yourselves.
I've got it.
So have I.
Oh,
Did you win?
I don't know.
I got it.
Are we in the main stage?
I popped in there. There you go. Well, I ruined the overlay.
What does Oh, mine's got like a. What is that? Is that a fish? Oh no.
That looks like
It's a
a
little
horse. I guess sprig of
An olive branch.
Yours has got a
like a sprig
flower in it.
Mine's a little flower. Yeah.
Why has Lucas got broccoli? Oh, it's a tree.
Yeah. That's what I thought. This might sound weird, but can I sniff my invitation?
Yes. What are you sniffing for anything in particular, or just kind of
I
seeing
wanna
what
s- I
smell
wanna-
you
I-
get back?
It might be obvious, but I want to. It could be wine.
Oh, okay.
Probably isn't. But I want to see if I can understand. So what
Do me
I
a favour
accept?
then. Roll me a nature check. Unless you
Nature, oh,
specifically think it's blood in nature, in which case roll me a medicine.
Okay, I'll do medicine. I do think it's blood. 14.
14.
Seems very rude to send an invitation with blood on it, though.
I mean,
Now
Anger.
you send most of your invitations.
So with a 14, you get the
Very
sense that
fashionable.
you're not confident that this is blood, but you've sort of narrowed down what it could be. Wine, some form of reddish ale, ink, parchment, and you sort of ruled them out. So there's only really a few things that it could be, and blood being one of them.
that is a bit strange. Hopefully, it's not a bad omen.
I mean, did you see the messenger?
Did I? Or was it
Um,
just in my mailbox?
Yeah, it would have just turned up in your mailbox.
Oh. No. My house
What
number.
about you two? Who gave you your invitations?
Great question.
It's up to you
I
guys.
just found mine. In fact, actually, I think I found yours with it, didn't I, Julius?
You probably did. I don't know where half my belongings went that night.
But yeah,
Count.
it was delivered to our rooms in the tavern we were staying in at the time. And I.
But you
I
didn't
obviously
see who
opened mine
gave them
and didn't
to
open his.
Hmm.
They'd been delivered there by the tavern keep.
What about you? You?
Hmm?
He just said
Did
you
you,
got to finish
did
the
you
job.
see who gave it to you, or is it like addressed to someone else
It
first
w-
and then they take the name? Or-
it- No, it was in my pay packet. I opened my envelope and my gold coins were in the bottom, and there was a piece of parchment. This piece of parchment. This was in the envelope with the gold coins.
Maybe it's just like the Pokemon cards. You know, maybe that like, oh, one of you gets a tree, one of you gets a unicorn.
Can I
But they
hold?
can't-
Can I hold my invitation up to the light? And is the symbol like a watermark or anything like that?
Yeah, as you hold it up to the light, you talk about the symbol in the corner.
Yeah.
Yeah, so as you hold it up to the light, you get the sense that it was stamped, but in a different kind of ink. So as you hold it up to the light, the ink is very much darker than the rest of the invitation itself, so it does look out of place.
Okay. And is that the same for the number?
No, the number does just blend in with the rest of the invitation.
It could be the number of the invitation that we got. I got 96.
Hmm.
Maybe I'm the
I
96th
wonder if-
person invited.
I wonder if, and he will just stand up and walk over to the person whoever's next to us on any table next to us.
Yeah.
And I'll wonder, excuse me, sorry to disturb you. Would you by any chance be going to the festival?
Oh, my, yes, I certainly am. It's a pleasure to meet
Do you-
you, by the way. My name's McIntyre.
McIntyre. What a fabulous name. I'm Hugh. My friends over here. We were just curious if you would happen to have your invitation on you. I just like to compare it to mine.
I've been told to keep it very private. Are you sure? Are you wanting to check the validity of my invitation?
We literally saved your life not 5 minutes ago.
Touche. I'm just fooling. And he hands over his invitation. And yeah, you notice that where there is a symbol in the top left on yours, there is none on his. You have spotted a number at the bottom of your invitation, and there is none on his. But the rest of it is identical. It's worth noting.
And the dates would
no bloodstains.
No bloodstains. Thank you very much. That answers a few questions for us. Enjoy your drink. Maybe I'll catch up with you later on, and we'll have one together.
Yes, I'd very much like that. Nice to meet
Lovely
you.
to meet you, Macintosh.
McIntyre.
That's not my name.
He's gonna go sit down. Macintosh over there showed me his, and it doesn't have the symbol, and it doesn't have a number. Very, very strange.
Why are ours different?
Does it have bloodstains?
No, it's
Well,
perfectly
that's-
clean.
Still just a me
That
thing.
seems to be individual to you, yeah.
I'm not particularly happy about it.
Did you kill someone, Lugus?
Not that I'm aware of.
Insight check.
Go ahead and roll an insight check. Lugus, roll a persuasion or deception, your choice, but keep it secret. If you want to roll roll just a straight d20.
You better roll well.
And add your deception or your persuasion.
Oh, waste of natural 20.
You rolled a nat 20.
Yeah. Lugus, what sort of indication are you giving off on your face as Julius is reading into your soul right now?
What kind of question is that?
Yeah, elaborate on your question there, Julius.
I said, did you kill someone, Lugus?
And I was attempting to answer in a sort of jokish manner of not that I'm aware of, but given I am a man of faith under the God of justice, I would not commit murders without proper reasoning. That last part was only an add-on. It was not meant to impose suspicion.
Right.
I am
Okay.
speaking truthful of my jokish manner. I've lost my Scottish accent.
I mean, well, this is sort of the Nat 20 insight sort of coming forth from
Yes.
you.
Yeah, inside
God,
my brain,
he's not
you've realised I'm English.
I'm just laughing. Like, not in an obnoxious way, just like, I'm just pissed with you. I'm messing.
Those two Dragonborn, they were Dragonborn, right?
So they are two other folk other than the two that you saw in the corner, but there's two Dragonborn.
Oh.
They seem to be having
The two that we've noticed, that me
Yeah.
and Julius have already noticed, this, are they still kind of like keeping an eye on us?
I'm going to say throughout these conversations that you're having, either yourself or Julius has sort of just been keeping just a sort of a side eye on them, and they haven't sort of looked at you since. Let's put it that way. I'll tell you what, actually, Flopsy, go ahead and roll me an insight check.
Inside. Good. Oh, that was only 17. Damn.
Yeah, a 5. No, they look pretty normal. You see one of them's wearing brown leather boots.
Practical.
As you guys are having these sort of conversations, and as you're sort of staring around the tavern, you do see Captain Xandar sort of comes down in this sort of brackish manner, and he just takes a seat in between you all and just goes, "How are you all doing? Fine night, isn't it?"
I don't know, because we're inside.
Oh, it's
Completely
it's been
whisper.
quite nice. I love your cake. Your cake here is amazing.
I thank you. I can't take all the credits. Bingo behind the bar bakes it himself.
You're very lucky to have such a good cook.
Aye. Been with the ship a few years. Our last cook fell off the edge. Haha,
Oh.
just joking. No, we had to make them redundant.
Oh,
Why
it
was he a bad one?
Bad
No, he just became of an age where, I don't know, he just couldn't make the Happy Meals stack exactly on top of each other. Just became a little bit of a
It's a
burden.
very important skill. There's nothing I hate more than having to restack a burger.
Aye. It's very much
I'm still
quality.
sat there
you
with
have
my
to have
2
standards.
Aye, quality is what I strive for here on the Harmony for sure. Well, are you all excited about arriving in Neverwinter? Have any of you been?
Very much. No, it's first time for me.
Aye.
Dean?
First time for me.
Right, so none of you have ever been. How are you going to make your way around?
If you're down here, then who's steering the ship?
Aye, she be on autopilot. This gal's got a few tricks up her sleeve.
Jamie couldn't have a few tricks up the sleeve when we were in mortal peril.
Now, see, the autopilot very finicky. It's sort of a cable-driven pulley system that sort of works based on the throttle, and it's almost like cruise control. When there's actively a drow and a couple of bandits trying to force you off of the wheel, tends not to work in the right way.
I did wonder what that switch was like at the bottom of it. If only I'd pushed it.
I know if you push that switch, we would have tumbled down and crashed into some mountain in the middle of Faerun. I'm glad you didn't press that one. That cuts all ignition to the coils.
You'd probably label it, if I'm being honest.
It is labelled. It's labelled ignition. Not that
Oh.
you would know.
I wasn't up there.
Maybe one day I'll teach you how to fly this thing. How's about that?
A flying
If I can
squirrel.
reach.
A flying,
can reach. Ah.
a flying squirrel.
Ah.
I'll see what you
Maybe
Yeah.
one day
See what
you'll
you
have
did
your
there.
own airship.
I'll hand Captain. What did you say his name was?
Xandar.
Xandar. I'll hand
Yeah.
Captain Xandar like a spare drink. I imagine we've got a bit of a collection on the table that we've been working away at.
Didn't kick over.
So have you? Do you always do the run to the Festival of Remembering?
Aye, there's a few of us. We sort of work in a bit of a fleet. I'm lucky enough to own this vessel myself. A lot of the other vessels are sort of owned by the agency as they go about. We sort of just act as a bit of a taxi service. We do some other runs from all around Faerun, but we're very much sort of mercenaries of the sky. We do whatever pays the best.
You ever been to the
And you
festival?
said that you'd have possible jobs, I think you said last time we spoke.
Aye, that's what I came down to speak to you all about. Now, I've got a cousin in Neverwinter, and I owe him a few gold coins. If you wouldn't mind delivering it for me, I could make it worth your while. You all seem like a dependable bunch.
I try to be.
Flopsy and
I mean-
Julius make perception checks.
Yeah. I mean, we'd be happy to do that, but would you not rather see your cousin yourself?
I've got to go pretty sharpish. I've got to go throw her away and bring other people to the festival, unfortunately. I do get a bit of a layover in a couple of days just after the games, but apart from that, I'm coming and going as I go.
You're pretty swamped then?
Pretty
I
swamped.
see.
Aye.
Well, I mean, I don't mind taking your money to your cousin, but it's up to the group, I suppose. As long as, of course, we're sticking together, because we seem to make a pretty good team.
Well, I don't know anyone else except for Mackenzie over there. But I'll tell you this, Captain Xander. There is no one I trust more with my gold in this airship. I put my arm around Flopsy and say, then this rabbit here. If anyone can be trusted with your gold, it's this one.
Aye, that's good to hear.
I'm very trusting. I'm very trustworthy with gold.
He's very honest.
I think I'm
You had a
gonna
very
go-
religious upbringing, didn't you, Flops?
I think I might go ahead and make an insight check right there. I'm a little bit distrusting of you all now. You know what? No, let the benefit of the doubts go. I trust you all
We're just messing with you, dude.
To
We
be
just
fair.
changed your life. Come on.
through.
Yeah, and
No,
to be fair, Hugh literally believes every word he's saying. You know?
Hmm. Look,
And Flops is just there going, sure.
Now look here, I'm not about to hand over 1,000 gold. You know what I mean? It's just 20 gold in this small envelope. If you deliver it, if you steal it, I mean you've just burnt a couple of bridges that you could have used in the future. Not too big of a loss for me, but I hope you don't. For your sakes, I will hunt you down.
It's no big deal, but I will kill you.
I mean, I do hold a grudge.
Just don't fall
What's the
asleep.
gold for?
Aye, just a couple of gambling debts.
Captain, I would like to when I get to Neverwinter, the first thing I'd like to do is find a post office.
A post office? Oh, why, of course. There's definitely a post office.
Excellent. I'd like to find one when we get there. Do you know where the nearest one is?
Aye, there should be one straight away at the dock when we land.
Oh, perfect. Right, I'll speak to the other three. It's like, if you don't mind, I'd like a little bit of a detour over there, if that's okay.
Sure. We can detour to there. We can detour to his cousin. What's your cousin's name?
Aye, me cousin. Me cousin's called Derek.
Derek?
Derek!
Me cousin's
Love it.
Does Derek have a second name?
I'll be honest, I'm not too sure what Derek's second name is. I didn't get the chance to ask him. But,
He's your cousin.
he is a distant cousin. Let's put it that way.
Oh. What's your
Look.
second name, Xander?
The best bet is to not ask too many questions and to just do the job.
The thing is that we do need to know who we're delivering the gold to.
Aye, you
And
do.
also-
And where they
multiple
are as
Dereks.
well.
Aye, you do.
There's probably multiple Dereks in Neverwinter.
And if you
You see,
The first Derek we see.
and if you stop interrogating me, I might tell you where you might find him. Or you could just keep asking me about his second name, which I don't fucking know. You'll find
Derek.
him. You'll find him in the smithy, in the third quadrant of Neverwinter. It's quite easy to find. The most popular smithy in the city.
And well, without being too crass about it, what would we get in return?
Derek will see that you'll get paid your way, but you come back and see me, and I'll definitely make it worth your while. I own an airship. I can take you anywhere you like.
Will you? But you'll be gone, won't you? By the time that we've come back from your cousin, I suppose.
Aye, so the Festival of Remembering, it goes on for a few days. You've got the main games on the last day, but just before that is when I'll be arriving, and I'll stay because I want to watch the games myself.
Oh, perfect. Right. Well, then perhaps we'll see you there. That'll be great.
Aye, for sure. Yes, most definitely. Come and seek me out, either here on the Harmony or amongst the crowd.
I must admit, I've only heard stories of the Festival of Remembrance. Remembering. What are the main games?
Aye, that's the secret. Nobody knows. It's different every
Oh.
single year. Every single 10 years. Aye.
Okay.
But they do put on quite a show.
Well, I look forward to it. Sounds great, doesn't it, Julius?
Mm-hmm.
I also heard this year they're giving away a pretty spectacular prize to the winner. I must say, I've got my money.
Oh.
I've got my money bet on the Western teams. They're gonna definitely win it this year for sure.
The Western
What's the
teams?
prize?
You mean from the Isles?
Definitely from the Isles, yes. They go by the name of the Leaf Springers. And you guys would have heard of these. So there's sort of 4 prolific teams that they sort of take part in these events that happen all around Faerun. The Leaf Springers being probably one of the fan favourites for winning these types of games. Now, the games at these sort of these festivals are games of skill, combat, chance, intelligence. Nobody really knows up until the point, just to keep it fair to all the contestants.
You're going to be putting a little cheeky wager on the Leaf Springers to win.
Aye, it'd be a fine bet for sure. I tell you what, I'll make you a bet right now. I bet you they win the whole thing. You want to wager anything against that?
I'm going to insight check to see how confident he is.
Yeah, go for it.
Also, do I know anything about any of these teams? Do I have any knowledge of anything that happens at the game?
I'm probably going to say, with all of you saying that you've never been to Neverwinter before, I'm probably going to say as a blanket statement, no, you guys probably don't know much about them. It's sort of like, it's not a popular sport like football where everybody sort of knows and stuff like that. It's more of just a minor sport. But with 20 insight, yeah, you get the sense that he's, as he talks, he's talking in excitement, and you can tell he is a true fan of the Leaf Springers.
Well, how much do you want to wager? Or what?
Well, depends how much gold you want to pop up. I bet you 10 gold the Leaf Springers take it home.
I don't know how much.
Surely you got 10 gold on you. I don't actually know.
I don't.
Let me just check for you.
No, yeah.
He did a lot
How
of
do
criminally.
people? How do teams enter the games?
How do teams enter the games? Well, I'm not too sure, but I'm sure there's some sort of registration process in the days leading up to it. Never really wanted to enter myself. Interesting. Are you thinking about entering the games yourself?
Well, no, not particularly. I tend to enjoy going into things I know about, but
Well, from what I know about the games, you lot would get fucking smashed within an instant.
well, I think we held our own, but I suppose they're I suppose they were quite low-life criminals.
Last year they had to fight an illusionary octopus that was 100 feet tall.
Bloody hell! Right? Yes. That is definitely too big for us right now. Yes.
I can definitely see that, but you did handle yourself well, but 100-foot octopus, that's no joking
That's a lot
about.
of legs.
He had 9 legs.
I thought the octopus had 8. Yeah.
That's an onipus.
Oh, yeah.
Surely it had 100 legs with 100 feet.
You know what? I have no idea what that fucking thing was. It was terrifying, but it was quite the
You said-
spectacle.
Well, it will be enjoyable to watch nonetheless. I'm sure.
Aye.
Captain, do you happen to know who? And I'm going to point to the 2 randos that were looking at us earlier that we've been keeping an eye on.
What do
Do
you
you
mean?
know who they are?
You mean those 2 over there? And he sort of just pulls
Yeah,
out his manifest. And I'm not too sure. Can't quite make out their faces. You want me to go and ask?
No.
I don't mind.
They-
Are you sure?
Feel like Julius and Flopsy are just staring at each other.
I can go and make a see.
Mm.
They've just been taking a keen interest in us, but I don't know whether that's just because, you know, what we did, or whether it's something else. I didn't notice them before, so maybe it is just that. But I don't know. Something feels a bit off. I don't like people just, staring.
Neither do I. Well, you come and tell me if it's making you truly uncomfortable, and I'll go and have a word. But it might be worth just thinking about maybe they were just onlookers, because you did do quite the
Yeah.
marvel. It's up to you.
Yeah, that is true. That is true. I don't know. Maybe we'll say hello at some point.
Aye,
Seem
we'll
like
just
nice enough fellas, I guess.
keep it civil. Remember, I haven't got the insurance.
We don't plan on starting any more fights this evening.
We didn't start the last one, really.
Aye, good point. You finished it though. Well done.
We did. Thank you.
Right. Well,
I'm off. I'm off to, well, not to bed. I gotta drive this ship.
When can we expect to be given the 20 gold in an envelope to give to your cousin?
Yeah, sorry. So he passes over the envelope, and it's quite a heavy envelope, and it is just a normal envelope. And you get the sense, probably you would get the sense, it's Floppy, that Flopsy, that yes, 20
Floppy!
Floppy. That 20 gold is present in this envelope due to the weight and the size of it.
Excellent. Okay.
And it's just
Right.
on the envelope, it's just got Derek written on it.
Derek
Derek.
Smithy, third quadrant.
We'll keep it safe.
Aye.
Oh, yep. How long? Sorry, how long till we get to Neverwinter?
Well, because of the detour across Baldur's Gate, we did have to take a bit of a longer route. So we're looking at about another 4 hours. Probably best to get some rest. Specifically, a long rest.
In
4 hours?
Captain, just one last question for me. You know the clan that they came from? I've forgotten the name already.
I've got to remember too. The Glitzen. Let me just
I've wrote it down.
let me just pull up my notebook and just make sure. I went Australian there for some reason.
Yeah, your accent is really shifting around there.
You know what, mate? I think they was called the Glitzen.
The Gritzen. Have there been other talk? Is there other conversation going on about maybe more Gritzen? It just seems odd that they came from so far out of Baldur's Gate. They're normally fairly happy in their own little world.
Super odd. I will agree. And I think that's... Maybe you should look into it a little bit more. Maybe there's somebody in Neverwinter that's heard more than I have. I know just about as much as you do.
And you haven't heard of anything on the wind where maybe other ships have been taken, or there's been a little bit more strange activity?
No, we've been going on for years with no accidents, no hijacks. Not as much as a fart in the wind.
Okay, well, we'll
Well, that
Take
was
a
like
few
a
with
one.
his socks are still on his head as well.
Captain Xander holds out a hand to you, Hugh.
High five. Yeah.
Well, I'll tell
Accused
you
level.
what, if we hear anything that potentially pertains to you or endangers you in some way because of this group, we'll make sure to let you know.
Aye, for sure. And I'll help you out in any way that I can.
Brilliant.
Fantastic. Well, I better get back to driving this ship before we crash into some kind of mountain. He sort of just slaps you on the back, Hugh, as he heads back on upstairs. What would you all like to do next?
I like him. He's my sort of chap.
I'm gonna turn to the group. I'd really like to go and talk to those two. You know, the ones that were looking at us a little bit. I mean, it could be innocent, but I don't know. Just can't shake it.
Would you like me to look imposing?
No. I mean, just more as like an actual conversation, like actually starting a conversation and being like, you know, pleasant.
Would you like me to look?
I'll
at the
try
door?
not to look imposing.
But then,
pull up
hold
the
on,
door.
Julie's-
Just play this out. You're gonna go over to them. Hey, were you looking at us? And then they go, yeah. And then what are we gonna do?
Well,
Or
I
they
don't know.
say
This is
no.
why you're the talker, and I tend to be more
I
the, you
don't
know.
know. Mr. Charisma, why don't you tell us?
I'm not very good in conversations.
I just feel like it's kind of on the nose to go up to them and be like, are you staring at us? Well, I can't blame them if they are staring at us.
Yeah, I will leave this up to you.
We just look so damn good.
Julius is like, yeah, I'd stare at me.
He's staring at himself like any reflective so no, not
Okay, but I'm just gonna keep an eye out for them.
If
you
you really
know.
want to go and talk to them, we can go and talk to them. But I
No,
just
I
feel
don't
like
really want to go and talk to them.
weird.
It's just that they're making me feel a bit I don't know. But
I just think it's gonna look, and I'm gonna be nice about this, Flops. Fucking demented. Are you staring at us? You're bleeding from the
yeah,
face.
okay. I
You
don't want
know.
to come across as crazy. I know you're right.
Yeah. Well, just come on. Let's just chill. We'll keep an eye on them. If they do anything weird, he will chop them in half. Right, Hugh. Yeah.
Absolutely.
Okay. Great.
I just realised something. I might have the wrong invitation. My name's spelled wrong.
Fuck's sake.
Name spelled wrong.
You spelled wrong on the
This is for Lou Gas.
Oh,
We got sent to the wrong address.
better go
You
home, buddy.
guys.
I'm terribly sorry,
Oh, oh,
Lugus.
I'm here
Well,
now.
Is this your
Well, I don't know.
invitation, Lugus?
We will have it reprinted at the earliest convenience for you. A voice from the sky beckons down.
Oh, thank you, God. If it's not too much of a burden.
I tried very hard to get all the spellings correct. Sorry. But the sky starts to doom a lot darker
Larker?
now. There's sort of just the candle light and the sort of the lantern light illuminating this Havanator room. Most of the patrons have now sort of disappeared. The two that are in the corner, as you keep an eye on them, they do just sort of they stand up from their table and they sort of gently just sort of nod to each other, push their chairs inward in a very fashionable sense, and they both just sort of synchronized walk up the stairs. With not too much of anything other than, I think the only thing you can take away from it is they're very polite in how they push their chairs back under the table. And the way they walked was very, what's the right word? Correct, I suppose you could say.
like they weren't, though, like they were trying to not cause too much of a scene, like they were trying to blend in, but a little bit too obviously.
Yeah, I'd say so. They were just being.
Did they leave their glasses on the table?
Yeah,
As average as conveniently possible.
I would suppose they would. Phew.
Can I go and clear their table just to help Bingle out? And while I'm over there, did they leave anything on the table?
Nothing on the table, but you do see two small glasses. One of them has ice in it, and you can see the liquid at the bottom is this brown liquid. As you sort of take a whiff, it's actually a whiskey. And to your nose, this is quite an expensive whiskey.
Mm. Well, I don't know who they are, but look at this. They seem to be a bit loaded.
Oh, and they left some.
I thought everything's for free.
Minesweeper.
Yeah, so am I gonna do it?
Julius!
Hmm?
That note you got?
You didn't see me get the note.
Oh, did I not see you get the note?
Only Julius.
That
saw
note.
it.
Oh, I thought you'd mentioned it. Oh, I thought you'd mentioned it. No worries. I said nothing.
Yep.
Retract the statement.
Ooh.
Well, I'm going to get some shut-eye, and I'm just going to lean back in my chair, pull my crown over my eyes, and just nod off.
Brilliant.
Do we not have rooms?
You do have a room, you know.
He's
I'm
happy.
asleep, it's done.
Oh. Shit. He's a fast sleeper, Jesus Christ.
He's snoring
There
already.
we go. Done.
He's done. That's it.
Well, I
That's a
think
long
I'm
way.
going to return to the room and sleep in comfort.
And I think I'll return to someone else's room and sleep in comfort. Maybe.
Rolls my eyes.
So it is worth noting that you all have your own separate cabins, and as you sort of boarded the Harmony, you were given a number for your
Doesn't
cabin.
matter.
So yeah, it's up to you if you choose to go in your cabin number or not.
Just knock on the nearest one.
And a person answers the door.
I'm not actually
right.
doing it.
McIntyre was about to get a bit lucky.
Not for one, no.
What the rest are you up to?
Yeah, I'm gonna big yawn, big stretch, ears pointed and high, also stretching. I think I'm gonna go to bed. Been a long day, and I was not expecting such a day. You know.
Yeah. Maybe wash the off of you
Oh yeah. Oh
while you're there.
yeah. I should do that. Yeah, I'll do that. Do I feel anything like whilst I'm kind of like furiously kind of like patting?
It depends. Above the table, how much HP you got?
Well, now I've got. Well, I would have had.
Let me have a look.
I've got 20 now. I've got full HP now.
Oh, you've taken a long rest.
Um,
Oh no, you haven't taken a long rest yet.
I took it because
Because we leveled up.
So because of D&D mechanics, you're perfectly okay.
perfect,
Yeah.
excellent. I don't think it comes across as that bad, does it? Can you? And I'll turn to the squirrel and I'm like, "Is it that obvious?"
Is it?
No, not really. You can see a tiny little mark there, a little divot or something like that. But hey, Faerun magic, man.
I've done a good job with this one. You can hardly see it.
Oh, perfect.
Impressive.
Nice.
Come on then, you
Good.
party animals. I'll walk you down to your cabins.
Literally.
Yeah.
Oh.
So
Yeah.
we're,
That's
Yeah,
good.
to our cabins.
Lugus and Flopsy, if they're anywhere near each other in the cabins.
yeah, so it's worth mentioning you've just got sort of randomly sprawled out cabins across the top, and I'm going to assume you all go to your individual cabins. So all go ahead and make a long rest. Hugh, you're
Wait,
obviously-
I'm not done. I'm not done.
Oh, you're not done. Oh, come on.
Sorry.
What
Sorry
you
to be inconvenient. I don't want to go to my cabin.
All right.
I would like to go up on deck if I can go up on deck.
Yeah.
And just lean against the rail, and I want to take out the note that got slipped by the hat or whatever it was.
Yeah.
And see what it
Um,
says.
As you take out that note, the note will read Juliet. Just that, as a single name, just Juliet.
Oh, that's all it says.
Yes.
Does that mean anything to me? Other than the fact it sounds a bit like my name.
Is this a Lucas
No.
situation? You got someone else.
Yeah. It's just spelt wrong.
Mate, don't
No,
do
it
every time.
doesn't mean much to you. It is just it's just a name.
Oh, I'm just gonna flip it over on each side, and then having an idea from whether it was Hugh or Lugus, whoever it was, like hold it up to the moonlight to see if there's anything on it.
Yeah, no difference, unfortunately.
No
Good looking out
difference. Just put it away, and I'm just gonna pick a nice, quiet spot up by the bow of the ship somewhere. Get out my little
It is worth,
fiddle.
it is worth mentioning that the parchment that it's written on is a very fine bit of parchment. Fine aged parchment, and you do recognise the parchment that it's on. And without saying it, you know where it comes from. Kate.
Oh.
You've received notes like these before.
Okay. I'll just put it away, squirrel it away. Do a deep sigh. Go up to a quiet space by the front of the ship and take out my my fiddle. I'm just gonna play till the sun comes up. Like, I want it to be really epic. Like, I'll play in time with the sun rising or something like that.
Yeah, very nice. So yeah, at the front of this ship, there is there's sort of this. As you look over, you can see this. As you get closer to the front of it, there's this large, sort of pedestal that's sort of coming out from the front of the ship, and right at the end of this pedestal is this large black rock type thing, but it seems to just be sort of orbiting this pedestal in front of you, and it's it's one of the rocks that's powering the ship, and you can tell instantly. And as you move up to it, the sound is just, and it's just pulsing energy. And you feel the ship beneath your feet sort of taking its turns and slowly moving, as Captain Xander at the rear of the ship is sort of steering it. And as it moves, you can see the pulses get quicker or dimmer and sort of fluctuate as the ship moves, and you get the sense that this is one of the refractors that enables the ship to fly into the sky. And then it makes an incredible noise.
Whoa.
Oh my God.
What was
What
that?
is
I have no idea. What was that?
Where did that come from?
I think it was my phone.
Oh, right. That was
Loading
fantastic.
up a mobile game.
Cool. Everybody go ahead and hit long rest if you have not done so.
Already done.
Cool.
I would like to cast Mage Armor.
You would like to cast Mage Armor. So as everybody wakes up, during the morning, you've only had a sort of a short long rest. And as you all sort of stretch it out and whatnot, Lugus, you sort of you wake up, and the first thing that hits your mind is, I need to cast Mage Armor. Would you like to describe to us how you incant or evoke this spell?
Couldn't do it yesterday, so I just woke up after that experience of fighting. I realised, Tyr, I felt your essence. Am I being given back some of my power? And I will sort of pray to make Tyr. So like purplish psychic energy would sort of cover my torso like a psychic vest, and I'll sort of tie it off like a belt, and then it'll just fade out of reality.
Amazing. So, Julius, you would see this first, sort of spending your evening on the top deck of the ship, but you see in front of you, as you're all arriving to the city of Neverwinter as it comes in close, you guys that were in the cabin, just press that button for you. I think that will probably apply Mage Armor for you, Lucas.
AC is still 30.
As you emerge from your cabin, it's when you don't have a token on the scene, but I'll make sure it's all sorted for you. When you emerge from your cabin, you see all the other patrons sort of come out of the cabins as they do, and they all sort of head towards the upper deck. I assume all of you are following, or is there anything that you'd like to do in this lower deck before we proceed?
I'm going to be specifically trying to find Julius.
Yeah, so you take a look around the tavern and you don't see him, so the only place he could be was probably the upper deck. Yeah. Hugh and Lucas, ready to head up?
Yeah, I imagine that people have filed past me as I've been asleep, leaning back on this chair, and I've fallen off my chair in a start, and I'll just follow to see where they're going.
And the first person you'll see is Bingle. As, ho ho! I didn't want to wake you, but we're nearly in Neverwinter, Hugh. Ho ho!
Oh, thank you very much. Sorry, those Happy Meals were tip top and put me into a bit of a slumber. I'll go upstairs and see what the fuss is about, I suppose.
Hi. Well, it was good to meet you, and I hope we see each other again. That's a hey-ho from me.
I'm sure we will, and I'll give him another predator. He's a big bugbear, isn't he? So yeah, another one of those.
And the clap of impacting the hands together just pulls that across the tavern. So as you all head to the upper deck, you see now the sort of the outlook of Neverwinter, and as the Harmony glides gracefully through sort of this clear sky, the sprawling city of Neverwinter comes into view. A breathtaking feat of architecture woven from vibrant colours and spirited festivities. The bathes the landscape in a warm golden hue, illuminating the majestic spires of its architecture that rise proudly against the horizon. You see down in the cobbled streets of Neverwinter itself, you see sort of shops and people selling their fine wares, but you also see the streets are adorned with banners and decorations, specifically for the festival of remembering. It's a celebration rich with tradition and joy, as everybody's sort of out celebrating and walking towards the main city centre. There's stalls bursting with colourful flowers that line the pathways, and there's lanterns in shades of deep crimson, royal blue and shimmering gold that sway gently in the warm breeze. The melodic sounds of laughter, music and lively chatter rise up in the chorus of celebration resonating within the air. As the ship begins to move closer towards Neverwinter, as the ship sort of tilts around and heads towards what you can see as the airship dock, where there's two other airships just sort of in their landing spaces. You see Captain Xandar at the top of the very much upper deck, and he just announces to everybody, as there's quite a large crowd forming now, and you hear the ooh wows, and the children are up against the side of the ship, all sort of in awe as they're approaching Neverwinter. And you see, sort of addresses the crowd and says, "Hey, everybody, it's been a pleasure, one and all. I hope you've all enjoyed your journey on the Harmony, and I hope our little disagreement with our drow friends can be kept between all of us, as I definitely do not have the insurance for that one. Enjoy your stay in Neverwinter, and please travel again with us in the future. You know the Harmony gives you the best prices and the best discounts. Take it steady. Don't do anything I wouldn't do." And he tips his his little captain's hat at you all.
Changed again.
I'd like to say that as the airship comes into dock, Hugh's going to be that person on the flight. He's going to go. He's going to start clapping as we land. Yeah, well done.
Yeah, as we're. Oh, sorry.
No, go on.
Yeah, so as we're kind of coming into dock, I'm going to like wend through the crowd, try and find Julius. Julius!
Oh, Julius is busy saying goodbye to all of like the acquaintances that he's made, just like shaking hands with people.
It's lovely to meet you, Julius.
Yeah,
lovely.
Yeah, for sure.
Do I find him eventually? I'm presuming it's like going to be in the little crowd of
Yeah, that's it. So on this airship, the crowd is very much sort of, say, around 80 people, so it wouldn't take you too long.
Oh, okay, so yeah. Julius, look, have you seen it? And I'll be pointing at like Neverwinter.
Yeah, it's great. Did you just get up here?
Yeah, we just woke up. Hugh's over there somewhere clapping, and then I haven't seen Lucas actually, but
You're never gonna see Lucas. Yeah, he sent me his tool.
But have a look at it. And she's just gonna like. I'm assuming we're kind of near the railing, like as we're looking over. But look at it! Isn't this just gorgeous? Considering what I grew up with in Baldur's Gate, I mean, this is spectacular. Can you imagine what Baldur's Gate used to look like 2,000 years ago? However long it was. And look at it. And then she kind of like sinks down onto the railing, just dreamily.
Julius will just give her like a little smile, like he thinks it's so sweet that she's excited.
I mean, at that point, maybe Hugh's wandering over. He's like, "Oh my goodness, look how big it is! It's unbelievable! Look at those! Look, Flopsy, have you seen?"
I know! It's so orange.
Guys, there's a lot of energy this early in the morning. It is exciting. Yeah.
And as you guys move,
exciting though.
as you guys are on the airship that it moves closer, and you're very much sort of a few hundred feet off the airship dock now, you can see this large looming hot air balloon sort of take to the skies, and it's more of a blimp than a hot air balloon, but it's sort of drifting around the city, and you can see on the side of this blimp, it's all completely in a lovely light green color, and you see on the side of it the name, the Leaf Springs, across this big blimp that's sort of circling the city.
You know what? I wish my mom and pa were able to see this. They wouldn't believe that I've been to all these places.
Maybe you could send them like a postcard or something.
That's why I want to go to the post office. Get them a little cute picture.
Did they never leave Baldur's Gate? They just stayed there.
People don't really leave Baldur's Gate. Kinda sucks. I was one of the lucky ones, I guess. I've been able to see so many places, particularly with you. It's been great.
So have neither of you guys been to a big city before?
Well, it's not so
no.
much the bigness for me that's the issue. It's more the, the liveliness, the vibrancy.
not
I mean, you saw what it was. It's not exactly, vacation spot.
It's not a tourist attraction, that's for sure.
Some people like history. Might want to go there.
We do sometimes get a little bit of stupid scholars that think that they know the best, want to dig through the ruins. Unfortunately, it seems to get a little bit more hairy for them than perhaps they were ready for. But, this though.
Talking of hairy, where's the squirrel? Lugus!
I guess you hear some muffled squeaking a few feet over, and then in the back of your brain you hear, "Someone dropped their bag on me. I can't move."
You'll go searching, trying to find the trapped squirrel.
It's very dark. Why do they pack so many things?
And just surrounded by luggage. I'll just, there you are. Coming up here. Coming up. And I'll put a shoulder for Luga.
Oh, look at the city. It's so big and orange.
It big and orange, yes.
Well, it's so different from Waterdeep. That's all big and blue.
I've never seen anything quite like it. Julius seems to have... Yeah, Julius, have you been to these places before, then?
I mean, I've been to a few places. It's nice here in Neverwinter. Yeah.
You'd probably be best leading us to the post office, because I have no idea what I'm going to do when we get off this airship.
I think I can see a bar down there for you. Maybe they do happy meals.
I wonder if they do eggs.
Oh, yeah.
Could do with some breakfast. Ooh.
Eggs.
Well,
Okay,
perhaps
post
then what we
office
can
for
do
eggs.
is we can go to the post office, or I can go to the post office, and you can go to the tavern, and I'll meet you in the tavern, or you can come with me. I don't want to drag you over somewhere you might not want to be.
We also have to go to the third quadrant.
Yes, Derek.
To the smithy.
Derek with no name.
Derek Derrickson.
Oh.
Derek
Shannon.
Derrickson.
Seen you.
It's also at this point that the Lugas, you hear behind you just these small, very fast clambering of feet as they shuffle on over to you, and you just hear this. Excuse me, Lugas. Oh, sorry.
Hey.
Somebody told me your name. And you recognise this as the small young dragonborn. Kobold that you'd saved the previous day. You were saying about your Pokemon collection, and you were interested.
Very sorry, I don't have it on me.
Oh,
I've got mine.
you've
Oh
got
yes,
some-
you got some earlier.
you've,
I've just got the one card.
you've got a beetle.
Yes. Lugas, this beetle, this one, isn't it?
Hey, it says Beetle on the top.
I'm not so good with my letters. Yes, this one. The green one.
You want to get rid of him as fast as possible. That's a curse card. You don't want those in your deck.
Gonna insight check a child.
You can insight check a child if you like.
I'm going to, though. She's lying through his teeth.
Okay, get rid of that good one.
13, you get the sense that this child has got a great imagination, that's for sure. Looks very excited. So yeah, he sort of goes, "Oh yeah, that's a curse card, Mr. Hugh. If you've got one of those in your deck, and it comes out into play, you lose one card on your next turn. You definitely don't want that in
That
your
doesn't
deck.
sound good.
But that's a minimum.
What should I do?
Yeah,
How do I get rid of it?
Well, you must have 2 curse cards in your deck as per the standard of the rules. There are some homebrew rules that increase the curse amount to maybe 5 or even 0. It depends on who you're playing with and who you're dueling.
Oh, no. It doesn't sound very good, though. So I need another curse card?
Oh, you'll need 1 more to complete the set of curse cards, and then you can just build your deck into whatever you like. If
Need one more
you're
curse card.
interested in learning more, there's another reason why me and my family come to Neverwinter. We like to go to the game shop. It's in Neverwinter. It's called the Arcane Palace. If you want to know more, and you'll probably meet me there trading and playing. It's a fine place to get yourself started.
Oh, it sounds wonderful. Where is it?
It's near the city centre. It's got a lovely location. Their rent must be huge.
Well, I hear that local game stores always make lots of money, so...
Yes. Very, very popular. Times were tough a few years ago, but the economics of Neverwinter is booming right now. So I know a lot about that as a
Well,
child.
thank you very much. I'll head down there, I'm sure, at some point over the next few days, and I'll see if I can start building a deck and working out how it works.
Fantastic. I'll see you there, Lucas.
Okay.
Come on down. You're really good fun.
All day. If I knew that Pokemon was going to come up so much in this venture, I would have brought my own deck with me.
Oh, I mean, this is the work of your fucking doing, not mine.
You mentioned it. You made me roll 2d100.
This is true.
This is your fault.
True. Well, I'm going now. Bye.
What's your name, by the way? I don't think you ever told us your name,
Not
little
my name.
boy.
Oh well. Give me a second. Give me
Called
just,
Derek as well.
my name's Nathan. A very common
Nathan.
kobold name.
Very.
Nathan.
Nathan the Kobold. Fantastic.
I'm so glad we record these so I can go back and watch them if I ever forget my own name.
Brilliant.
Cool.
All right, cards go back in the pocket.
So it's about now that the airship begins to dock at Neverwinter, and the sort of the humming of the brimstone refractors that you can all hear now are just they're beating quite loudly as the ship is sort of trying to steady itself, and it sort of takes this sort of right hand swaying maneuver and very delicately parks itself in a spot as the ship just kind of floats there. You're high above the city at this point. You can sort of see all the rooftops where this airship dock is above most things. A large wooden unboarding plank, whatever they're called, sort of lays down onto this wooden deck out in front of you, and you can see there's a few dragonborn and there's a couple of elves that are sort of acting as deckhands, and they sort of chuck ropes up to Captain Xandar, and he sort of ties them off onto the ship and very much dock the ship where it is. And you see the dock is very much a busy place, very bustling with people all doing their work, and everybody begins to unboard. And it is exactly 9 o'clock, and that is where we will take our break as we arrive in Neverwinter. So, back in a second. Right, let's jump back into it then, guys. You are now in the city of Neverwinter at the airship docks. Like I've mentioned before, it's a nice busy place. Lots of people going around doing their jobs. The 80 or so people that are onboarding the Harmony are now sort of just making their way down into the streets of Neverwinter. You're all in a big city, in a sandbox campaign. Where will you go? What will you do?
Orange. Wow.
Flop's just gonna like run across the gangplank and
Gangplank, that's
and
the
just
word I'm
like
looking for. Fuck.
there you go. See, good. There you are. And she's gonna turn around on the on the path and face the rest of them. And considering that she's not particularly big on like big displays of anything that would provide public attention, she just turns around and she's like, "We're here! It's so bright!"
And it is the vibrant colours, the smells that are sort of completely embellish you as you onboard this jump off of this ship is just the smell of sweet pastries, finely crafted chocolate being brewed. Do you brew chocolate?
Oh man, like is that in the general direction? Is that smell wafting from the general direction of a post office?
Oh, for sure. It's
Then
sort of, as you depart off of this airship dock, there really is only one way to go. It's very much all the people get sort of funneled down, and you can sort of choose between one or two different side streets or just a big main street. And it was Captain Xandar did mention that there was a post office very, very close to the airship dock. Sort of only really one place it could be is down this main street, which is where the smells are taking you.
Ah, perfect. I'll turn to everybody and say, "Shall we head to the post office and maybe get some sweet treats? I can smell it. I can smell it from here."
Sure. Yeah, let's do that.
Lead the way.
Cool.
It's your special
Hugh's
day,
just
I
in
guess.
a complete daze.
So as you
Hey,
head-
Mitt. Keep a hand on your purse. There are thieves
Oh,
about.
for sure.
Mhm.
My
There
purse
are
is too
indeed.
small.
There are. As we're leaving as well, but like if we're getting off the ship or whatever, can I just do like a final check to see if I see the two fishy-looking people? Not that look like fish, that looked suspicious.
What do you mean? You see two people with fish heads getting off. Did you mean me? Make a perception check for me.
Oh no, my character sheet's this pit. Come back. Will they down?
At 16. You do notice them. They're probably one of the first people that get off the ship and make their way down to the gangplank, and they do not swiftly, but they do move with purpose as they head on down the main street. And they sort of they didn't dilly dally. They just went straight off.
They don't appear to be looking at us at all.
Not from nope. As they onboarded, they were one of the first people off, and they went down.
Fuck them. And follow Flopsy.
Cool. So as
I
you
imagine this.
as you'll head down into this main street,
Hopping.
there's all manner of people and different species, but you get the sense that all of the people that have onboarded this ship are sort of making their way round, and they're sort of umming and ahhing about all the shots. But you also see the locals of Neverwinter, and you see a little girl off to the side, off to your left, just sort of next to one of the wooden doors, and she's holding out a basket of flowers, and she's sort of offering them to everybody as they come through. You can tell this is more of a sort of the tourist walkway of sort of the locals offering the tourists gifts. And they appear to be free of charge, so you're more than welcome to grab yourself some flowers and things like that. But you also notice that quite a few of the locals are sort of wearing bright, vibrant colours. Long silky robes, some a group of the locals are wearing, sort of about 4 of them in a crowd, are wearing long purple robes. The other one, another group of people are wearing long green robes. And you see banners hanging out of each respective house as you go past. Some red banner, some purple banners, and a couple of green banners as you pass by as well. But not so many green banners. You see more purple and more red banners as you go. Each banner has its own individual crest on it. Yeah, we're sort of heading down the main street, and the smell of your nose, Flopsy, is very much taking you to a building just on your left. That you see is old Mrs. Hubbard's bakery, and just happenstance right next to its post office.
Oh, perfect. So you'll see Flopsy kind of like stood outside both of them and kind of going. And she will eventually choose the post office first, but she'll turn to Julius as she walks towards it. I know I just had like 4 desserts for dinner last night, but please, can we go in?
How many cakes do you want?
There weren't that many in Baldur's Gate, and I love them so much.
Okay, it's cool. I got you. And I'll slide a little flower that I picked up from that little girl, like, just tuck it behind her ear. And then I'll walk like a man who doesn't want to be doing the job he's doing into the pastry shop.
Oh, we're going to the post office first, but then we'll go to the
Oh, I was going to get you some pastries while you went in the post office.
Oh!
Divide and conquer. Why not?
Yeah, this has gone well.
Which shopping experience shall we roleplay first?
Yeah, well, I suppose here's the question then. Hugh Lugus, bakery or post office or something else?
I go where Hugh goes. I am on him.
Okay.
Yeah. Hugh's going to follow his stomach. I don't really have no use for a post office. I'll check out that bakery.
All right. So, Flopsy, you head into the post office, and the other 3 will move into the bakery. So we'll go ahead and enter Mrs. Hubbard's bakery first of all. As you enter, open the door, and it's sort of this flagstone window, wooden door. And as you open it up, just a smell of rich chocolates and delicious fresh cooked bakeries just smashes you all in the face as you come on in. It's just absolutely delectable. There's a counter of freshly baked treats. You can see the small little white saucers above the counter with almost like little tasters of things on them. And you see a sweet old lady behind the counter. You just see sort of the top of her eyes as she seems to be quite a small individual, and she's got this big beaming smile on her face and white fluffy hair as it sort of dangles down into a rough sort of neck brace of hair, and she just goes, "Good morning and welcome to Mrs. Hubbard's bakery. Is there anything you fancy, or just having a brow?"
I'll approach the counter and lean one arm on top of it and flash her my most dazzling smile.
Oh, hello, sweetie. How are you doing?
Hey, I'm great. It smells so incredible in here.
Thank you.
Do you bake all these all yourself?
Oh, mostly. I've got the help from my grandson. His name is Peter. And you see this this large goblin in the back kitchen, and he sort of just turns to you.
Oh, he's so handsome.
Thank you.
And obviously very talented looking at all of these, and I'll just gesture at
Yeah, and
the stuff.
you sort of get another look at this goblin. It's just a goblin with a ginormous, big, round head, and he's got a black top hat on, sort of two large inverted tusks that are going up, much like yours, Lugus. And he's just sort of seems like a very pleasant chap, and he's got this white apron on, and he's sort of just mixing up a pot of something. But he meets you all with this big, toothy grin. Just,
Hey, Pete.
Peter, if you wouldn't mind.
The goblin. Yeah. Great. What would you recommend for someone who's new to the city and is very, 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 very
Lost?
Just anything that's packed with sugar, basically.
Oh, I was going to suggest you get a map.
The opposite of diet.
I mean, in terms of sweeties, I would suggest the strawberry bonbon.
Oh, she does like
Did you say strawberries?
Bollocks, yes, I did. We have strawberries in Neverwinter.
Oh my shit, thank God.
What's your language?
I'll take the strawberry bonbons.
The strawberry bonbons. This sweet old lady looks at you again. We sell them by the pound. How many pounds would you like, young man?
I'll get 10 gold coins out of my
10
purse, and I'll...
Bloody hell. You can buy my shop for that.
How many does this get? I don't know what money buys. I've never been able to figure out how the gold ratios work in D&D.
I'll be honest, we sell them 10, like sort of 10 silver per £10. It's sort of a silver per pound. So, like, with
Well,
10,
how many
with 10
pounds
gold,
do you have?
Hundreds, isn't that like 100?
100. You want 100 pounds of bonbons? I've only got one small jar that equals about £2.
£2 worth. Well, there we go. Take what you want. How much is it?
Well, £2 would 220 silver, or 2 gold if you want to sprinkle my hand with a little bit of gold.
There we go, and I'll drop 2 gold into your hand. I'm sorry, Julius, but it's been so long since I've had strawberries.
Not even gonna try one first, no. Okay,
No.
what? What else can we get for that price?
What do you mean?
I mean, he's just given you 2 gold.
Yeah, for £2 of bonbons. And she
20
points to the
pounds.
prices of here's a pound per 10 silver, which is a gold.
Is that the correct cost? Hang on, I'm so confused
Yeah,
at what
Actually,
he
you
was
said a
saying.
pound for silver.
He's giving
Does it check out? It's
yeah,
10 silver for a pound.
yeah,
10 silver is 1 gold.
yeah.
Right,
Yeah.
fine.
I've got £2.
That's fine, yeah.
You
That's
think
really
I was
stupid.
cheating you or something? I'm
I
just a
always think-
sweet old lady.
No. Have you got what's like your most special cake?
My most special
Jack.
cake. I do a chocolate cheesecake.
That sounds like the right sort of thing.
Oh, yeah.
Flapjack.
Ooh,
Flapjack.
where's that voice coming from?
Flapjack.
It appears
You want-
somebody from a different plane of existence is ordering a flap.
You want to give the squirrel a flapjack.
She sort of she gets up on a stool, and now you see sort of she's a halfling, an old halfling. She's up on this stool, and you can sort of see her looking over. She sort of clocks eyes with you, Lugus, and she sort of Hello there. Are you speaking with me right now?
Flap. Jack.
Do you like a flapjack? Or am I going mad? Well, I can't argue with the voices in my head. Here you go, little squirrel. Here's a flapjack. Please don't hurt me. Oh, he's quick, isn't he?
He is.
Much appreciated.
This is very awkward. He's just like,
Well, can I get anything else for you? Oh, who's gone? Who's gone?
I'm just behind Hugh, just holding onto his back, nibbling a flapjack.
Yeah. Can I get like a slice of the chocolate cheesecake and then one of those things and point to something that has like a lot of frosting on it and looks fancy?
Well, the cheesecake itself looks very, very fancy. You sort of asked for the best thing in there, and it's very much on this cake stand right at the back, very much the centerpiece of all the other baked goods. You do see some other cakes there, sort of like a triple chocolate layer cake and things like that.
Yeah, one of those two.
So a slice of triple chocolate and a
It's
slice
just
of
like,
cheese.
yeah, like, you know, but like a tapas bit of just cake. If you can do something like that, that'd be great.
We do we do like this selection box. So you pick six cakes, and we get you 6 slices, and we pop them in your box for you, and that'll come to
Great. Let's do that.
that'll be 20 silver for that selection box. Does that sound okay?
Oh yeah, sure. Why not? Oh, full for 2 silver. 20 silver. 2 gold. God damn it.
I absolutely love tourists that don't haggle. It's brilliant. If I could give you a little bit of tip here in Neverwinter, a little bit of haggling goes a long way. But you've made the deal now, and you can take the hint for free.
Oh, thank you so much.
So make sure you guys go ahead and take the gold off and whatnot.
I just convinced her.
Yeah, I mean, you got a flapjack for free. With your mind bullets. So yeah, you're handed a selection box of cake. In there you see sort of I'm not going to describe all 6 types of cake. There's 6 different types of cake in there: triple chocolate and cheesecake and some other as you fancy. A sponge cake, a jam sponge. That's about all much more I can muster. And Hugh, you've got your
what kind of jam, Andy?
Raspberry jam.
Huh?
That one.
Huh?
Raspberry jam. Cool.
Not strawberry. Back off.
So while you guys are sort of perusing more in the bakery, we're heading over to next door into the post office. Topsy, as you sort of enter the door, it's a very old, musky place. It's sort of got a cage against sort of the bar counter, and you can see just this man behind the counter, and it's very, very silent here in the post office, and all you can hear is the ticking of a clock that's on the wall, and it's just and it's very silent. As you move up, there's a very finely dressed gentleman in this sort of this black bowler cap, and he's wearing a spectacle and this sort of red tunic. And as you almost walk up, he sort of takes a look at you and says, "Yes, how may I help you?"
So yeah, as I walked up, like I was there, sort of little smiling away, messing around with the flower that Julius had put in my hair, and then as I kind of hair, ears,
Yeah.
and then as I walk up, my expression becomes far more serious. Hello, I was wondering if there is any post for a Flopsy soft mittens that had been sent here.
Let me just take a quick look, shall I?
Not a problem.
Sort of ganders through it. He takes a couple of minutes. Ah, yes. There does appear to be an envelope here. It appears to have been here a while. Didn't think to pick this up sooner.
No, I've been out of town quite a long time, unfortunately. But I'm back.
Yes. Now, that to be 1 gold for safekeeping, please. As he sort of puts the envelope down in front of the counter.
Of course. Would it possibly be possible to write a response in the shop?
Most certainly. The writing counters are over there.
Perfect. Thanks. I'll hand over the 1 gold, like slip it over, and then take my envelope. And I'll head on over to the writing area, and I will open up the. I'll have a look around first, and I'll open up my envelope to make sure that no one's paying attention.
Yeah, no worries.
But it's empty, so.
What I'm going to do is what you find in that envelope, I'll PM you, but I'll do it
Cool.
probably
Awesome.
afterwards. So
Fine.
if that's all right.
That's fine, yeah. What I will do is I will write out the first bit of it, and then if there's anything in that
Yeah.
requires me to return, I'll write that back.
We'll retcon that.
but- Yeah, but for now, what I write is, Dear Mar and Par, I arrived at Neverwinter. It's very big. I'm hoping to have some fun and get a lot more information about the world while I'm here. I hope that you're all well and that you're doing okay. Particularly as well, it seems to have come to the attention of mine and some new companions of mine that, well, the Gritson group seem to be going a little bit further than perhaps they have done in the past. So please stay safe. And if you've got any information for why that's happening, maybe you could pass that along. Thanks. And I'll end it with I love you and flopsy.
Yep.
Kiss, kiss, kiss. And then I'll add whatever I need to retcon that in, and then I'll go back over to the park. How much to send this to Baldur's Gate?
It will be 2 silver.
Perfect. Thank you.
Sending a message to Baldur's Gate. May I inquire as to why? We don't get many people
I'm originally,
sending mail to Baldur's Gate.
I'm originally from Baldur's Gate, but me ma and pa, when I moved out, they didn't want to come with me. As much as it's not the best place to live, it's their roots.
Might be worth keeping that to yourself. A lot of people around here don't like people from Baldur's Gate.
Oh really? How come?
There's
Is it just the superstitions?
superstitions, stigma. They believe you are all in cahoots, even after all of this time.
Well, I'll be careful with that information. Thank you very much.
Yes. Well, I will make sure that it gets sent there promptly.
Thank you.
You can be
I
assured of
appreciate
that.
it, and I'll pass over the 2 silver. Actually, I'll pass over a few more silver. I'll pass over a good sort of 7 silver to thank him for the information.
Yes. Thank you. I will see that it is delivered promptly, safely, and discretionarily. That's not a word. But
Perfect.
I've made it up, and you know what I mean.
Discreetly.
Discretionary.
No, I prefer my word, discretionarily.
Discretionarily.
Discretionarily. I prefer my
Discretionarily.
word. Yes.
Discretionarily.
I have a
How'd you
spectacle,
spell
that?
don't you know?
You look very intelligent.
Thank you.
And yeah, I'll bustle on out of the shop, following my nose. You'll see as I kind of leave as well that I breathe, and immediately smile just reappears on my face, and then I go, back towards.
And it should. So the what I can say is the message that you did receive has made you feel happy.
Good.
It's one of those ones that I do have something for you, and I was thinking, should I do it? We'll save it. We'll save it.
Okay.
So I'll PM you. So it does make you feel happy. So as anything else you guys would like to do in the bakery?
Yes. I've got a massive box of cake.
Yeah.
Hugh's got a massive jar.
I'm just wandering around, popping bonbon after bonbon in my mouth.
Nibbling on my flapjack.
Fantastic. As you sort of all meet outside, you see a lot more of the sort of the foot traffic, and you can tell another sort of airship have boarded their tourists, and another flood of people is heading down this main street, and they all seem to be headed in sort of one major direction. And you can sort of see signposted is the city centre is mainly down this big main street. But yeah.
We should probably find a map of some kind. I wonder if there's a notice board around here.
Have you come out of the shop?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just walk out.
That's what it is.
Oh,
Right. I got, I think, 6, which I think should be enough to last you like half an hour. I'd say. Just hand it over. That one's a chocolate one with layers. That one's a cheesecake one. That one's some kind of pink frosting one. That one's a jam donut. Raspberry. Not strawberry. That's a macaron. And that's a carrot cake. That one's for me. Don't get pissed.
it's amazing. Thank you, Julius. Was it everything that a cake shop could be in there?
Yeah, I mean, you can still go in there if you want and like get stuff, but
no, it's okay. I have enough cake. I think going in there would be tempting. The folds of my money purse. I think this will be good.
Yeah, I've seen what your eyes do when we've gone into these places before. How did your post office go?
It went well. I got some good news. It's all good.
Good, nice. So, should we follow the crowd?
Sure. And then I'm gonna like look at Hugh because he just said like to go looking for a map, and then I'll see him like popping strawberry bonbons into his mouth.
That's a better idea.
You've got strawberry bonbons?
They have strawberries here, and I'll offer them out. I'm free with my food. Have one. Have 2.
I will definitely like pop one into my mouth right then and then. Well, I'm gonna find that.
What?
As we're trying to
I
look
hear going over there.
you know those banners that you said that had like signets on or sigils, do we recognize any of them, or are any of them like on our invitations or anything?
Not on your invitations, but you would know these banners as mainly the 4 competing teams that play in the games of Neverwinter. But like I said, it's not a prolific sport, so it's kind of up to your characters whether you would know them. But you get the sense being here that there's 4 main colours: blue, purple, green, and red. Cool. Where are you guys headed?
I mean, we head to Derek first, just to get it off our thing.
Yeah, let's go, Derek.
Get it off our
Derek.
in the back of our minds.
Munching on cake as I'm going.
Yeah.
I'm not going to attempt
Let's
a
go.
full Scottish accent. That's going to go terrible. I think we should go to Derek's house. That sounds weird now.
Derek's house.
Derek.
Derek's house.
Derek's house.
House.
Derek's loose about his house.
Loose a bit this is. Okay, so as you head down this main street, you do find this notice board, and you do see a map of Neverwinter that I will prepare for next session because I kind of forgot to do the map for Neverwinter. Would have been really helpful, actually. But you see this map, and you can quite clearly see the city layout, and it is laid out into 4 quadrants. Just from looking at it, top left, top right, bottom left, bottom right, and they're sort of ordered in quadrant 1, quadrant 2, quadrant 3, and quadrant 4. The third quadrant being actually the closest quadrant to the one other than you're in. So you're currently in quadrant 4. And in the center of Neverwinter is the city center. So it would just involve you heading over, which would be quite easy to sort of orienteer your way throughout the city. It doesn't appear to be a sprawled out city from what you saw from the air. Everything seems to be quite clearly labelled. Clear passages and main streets. There doesn't appear to be very many winding maze-like side streets, if you sort of get what I mean. So it'd be very, very easy to make your way into the third quadrant if that's where you guys would want to head.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah.
So
We'll find Derek.
it is a big city, so you do go on and walk for about 20 or so minutes. And as you do, Lugus and Flopsy make a wisdom saving throw for me, please.
Oh. Lost a bit of 1.
Oh, one of the dice is smacked in and made it a 2 then. So with a 16 and a 19, Lugus, as you're are you on Hugh's back at the moment?
I'm sort of on Hugh's head, I'd imagine. Getting a good view of the crowd.
On Hugh's
I
head,
don't want to be dropped, buried under things.
your vision kind of goes a little bit hazy, like you feel very, very tired. But with a 16, you almost maintain your concentration. You think that's a little bit weird. It's almost like you've just become lightheaded for just a second. Flopsy, you get this sensation too as you're sort of walking along, but all of the sound that you're hearing from the crowd starts to almost dissipate, and everything becomes rather silent, and you can both hear within your head these whispers sort of enter your mind, and they're very distant whispers to start with, and you can just sort of hear this as sort of these multiple different emanating voices enter your mind. Flopsy, you can make out some of the words as they come into you, into your mind, and you can hear just a faint whisper of, "It's he. It was always here. Always hiding. Always present and always here. Find it." And throughout other whispers and other incomprehensible whispers enter your mind, and they just sort of flood out, but those are the words that you hear. Lugus, you hear a similar whisper. And you hear the whispers of, "Find it, Lugus." And throughout this feeling of sort of drowsiness and haziness, you stay content, and you keep your mind your own with your very good wisdom saves, and the whispers begin to sort of diminish. Yeah, you're back normal now.
Well, I'm definitely going to have a hand on my head. I don't know about you.
Yes. I'm just sort of covering my eyes and sort of just scratching down my nose. Making it an exacerbated squeak.
So,
Okay, up there, what's
speaking.
going on?
Yeah.
Ugh. I was just, I think I'm flipping hearing things.
What did you hear?
There's this really creepy voice. It's like saying, my name. I need to find something.
Did you? I heard it. But it said a little bit more than just find it. It just said it's here. It's always here. Always hiding. Find it.
Mate.
I'm going to start looking at the cakes that are left in the cake box.
I've just been I've been munching on the jam donut.
I think that
I dropped me flapjack when it happened.
I wouldn't go back and find it, Lucas.
Oh.
5 second rule.
It's the bottom of someone's shoe by now.
I just, that felt so invasive. And yeah, she's just gonna be rubbing her like temples, and then getting like powdered sugar all over her temples as well.
Like that old mother
Icing.
Rice and tricky flapjack.
Yeah, and it's also worth mentioning, Hugh and Julius, as you're headed down with this 20-minute or so walk, you notice some scholarly type people. Best way of describing a scholarly type person. Mages and priests.
Nerds.
Absolute fucking nerds standing at the corner with their nerdy type outfits. So no, it's a very highborn, large robes with sort of a neck brace that comes up, and one's wearing a monocle. The other's wearing sort of this mage's wizard's hat, and they just seem to be having a very posh conversation. But you are noticing a few of these individuals rushing about the place as if something urgent is happening. Something like that. So yeah, you are noticing these intellectuals, these fucking nerds.
Any of the nerds
is there
looking our
anyone-
way?
No,
Yeah.
not at all. Really, they're going about their normal business. You guys are blending in completely to the crowds that you're walking with.
I mean, Flopsy, they look like they might have something to do with voices and strange, unnatural business. We can always go and ask someone if you're worried.
I don't like voices in my head, but I don't know. Again, it kind of argues the same line of thought as Julius brought up yesterday. You know, just going up to a random person and saying, "Hey, did you talk in my head?" You know, doesn't.
Oh,
I've not got many other options.
That's true. Could there be another squirrel around here somewhere?
Did it feel like I was telepathically talked to via squirrel?
No, so your sort of your telepathic communication, your bi-directional communication, as if it were, it definitely didn't feel anything like this at all. This very much felt like an invasive attack on your mind, if anything. But it felt it felt like it came from within. It didn't feel like it had any sort of point of contact that somebody was targeting you. It felt like it came from within you.
No.
What did it say?
Yeah.
Find it.
Yeah. Did yours say your name?
I don't think it did
No,
it?
it didn't.
No? Did it say yours?
Yeah. It said, find it, Lucas. Oh.
Mine didn't say it's my name, but it said that, as I said, it said something like, "It's here. It's always been here. Always hiding. Find it." I think.
If that isn't ominous, I don't know what is. Also, my bloody parchment, and now this weird force knows my name.
But
I'm gonna hide under Hugh's cardboard hat.
He's still wearing.
Yeah, I forgot to take it off. Lugus, was it Lugus or was it Lugas they called you?
My notes said Lugas, but I hear in certain languages that's how my name's spelled.
Mm.
Could be the same person.
Did you two not hear it? Did you two not get a voice in your head?
No, but in fairness,
No.
I haven't eaten a single thing from this bakery yet. And Hugh's only eating bonbons.
You're welcome to have one. Very
Jeez.
nice.
Jesus doesn't exist in this world. Give me another one. Tia.
I always use here. Yeah.
Jar was full like 10 paces ago. Hugh.
They're very good. I'm half empty.
Your poor
Never
teeth.
heard of this saying too much of a good thing.
No. What does that mean? Too much
I
of a
think
good thing is too good.
Hey, let's go with that.
Cool.
But yeah, there's
Are you
Definitely
guys
something
alright?
else
Do you want
going
to
on.
take a break or something?
I think I'm good to carry on. Let's get to the festivities
as soon as possible after we've dropped Derek his money.
Oh, before we go any further, I think I might just have to add. I had a little bit of a chat with and I'm gonna really drop my voice down at this point. I had a chat with the man from the post office. Apparently, people don't like people from Baldur's Gate around here. Something to do with general superstition, nonsense, or cultural differences, general bad vibes, you know. Could we perhaps keep my origin a bit of a secret, just to save on some of the funny looks and possible questions?
Yeah, sure.
Don't see why not.
The secret's safe with me. I don't
says-
even remember where you're from. Yes. I don't even remember you're from Neverwinter. You're from Baldur's Gate.
Perfect, excellent. I just don't want to, you know, I don't want to mar any possible relationships we could make while we're here, you know. And then I'm going to stuff a cake in my face.
Yeah, eat more of it. I don't trust this stuff at all.
Hugh didn't get his. Hugh didn't get his psychic attack. Maybe it's
Animals.
the size of the target.
well. I
Hugh's
don't know whether
Mental
to take offense to that.
fortifications are just too good for them to even try.
Must be.
Or it could be he didn't have enough brain to begin with. I mean, that was rude of me. I apologise.
It
You're a
does
lovely
make me
person.
question. It does make me question why we were the ones that were affected and not you two.
Maybe we had. Do you have like a predisposed like affinity for like psionics or psychic telepathy? 'Cause that's how my entire species sort of talks to each other.
My
Do you have something like that? Sort of a predisposition.
I can't talk to other people in my head if that's what you're asking. I don't think I can. I've never tried.
growing up in the Whispering Woods, we always thought that animals had a better connection with the world, a greater passive perception-y type thing. I wonder if that has something to do with it.
Possibly. But whilst I'm saying this, I'm going to be looking at Julius, thinking real hard. I'm going to be thinking, can you hear me say this? Can you hear it?
No.
Wink if you can.
You can't say
So
this.
you're just going to see me staring at you real weird.
Okay. Anyway, Now
Did you
that
not hear that? No, I don't think I'm predisposed to any form of telepathy.
Hmm.
I don't know, it would make our job a lot easier if you were. That'd be great. Okay. Should we go to the smithy? Are you guys okay? You're not gonna start doing anything weird, right?
Think I'm fine.
Just let us know if it happens again.
Yeah.
Will
Will
do.
do.
You'll probably hear me squeak again.
It's quite painful. It's not like the worst pain, but it goes pretty quick. It's just not pleasant. Like a sharp ache.
Yeah.
Aye.
Like stubbing a toe in your brain.
More like kicking a door
Yeah.
frame.
Yeah, it's more like that. Yes, it's a harder.
So it's
Let's
about
go.
it's about this time now that you sort of as you're headed towards the third quadrant, you do pass through just one of the streets right next to the large city centre. I'll just show you for a quick second. But this is the large city centre of Neverwinter, and you're very much just passing in the background of this image that you're seeing across a few trees. Just sort of taking a right turn into the third quadrant. But as you're in the city centre, you can see a large culmination of people all sort of gathering around these large grand steps into this grand building that you see in front of you. And yeah, there appears to be a large crowd gathering, but nothing seems to be occurring right now. So as you head into the third quadrant, much like the fourth quadrant that you were in with the airship docks, everything appears to be a little more industrialized in this quadrant, more of a sort of the lower city that you're used to in Baldur's Gate, more of the blacksmiths and tanners and that type of deal in this quadrant. As you make your way through for another 5 to 10 minutes, you do come across Derek's smithy over on your right. It's got a sign outside, just a swinging wooden sign with the name Derek underneath it. I don't know. And with an anvil outside, because that's what blacksmithies have. Yeah, up to you guys. If you want to continue on, go in, go back, whatever you want to do.
Yeah,
We finished
We'll
off
go
with
with-
chocolate cake.
Cool.
Who has the envelope? Who has the gold? I can't.
Well, if Flopsy picked it up, didn't you, Flopsy?
Yeah, I think he gave it to me. Yeah.
Yeah.
So.
So as you enter in, very much a common blacksmith shop, workshop. You see sort of bellows and flames billowing from a furnace. The heat sort of hits you as soon as you enter, and a large stocky chap with a pair of goggles on and a tarnished black face where there's just so much soot coming from the furnace and sort of hitting him, and he turns back around and sees you all come in. Oh, ho, ho! How can I help you all? Nice to meet you. My name's Derek. And you look in need of some weaponry or some stuff.
maybe, yeah, but we're actually friends of Captain Xander.
Captain Xander! A man owes me some gold.
Yeah, he told
It's
us.
funny you should mention that. And Flopsy will produce the envelope that he gave. And quite sadly pass over 20 gold in an envelope.
Okay, so as he sort of opens the envelope, you see him, he crassly opens it and sort of just tears the top of it. So he pulls out this handwritten note. You can just sort of see the back of it, and you can see the ink from behind. And he sort of lifts his goggles up. Interesting. And he looks over the note at you four, and then looks back at the note. He tips out the money into his hand, these 20 gold pieces. I believe these 3 are for you. And he hands back 3 gold pieces. I was only owed 17. But it's good to see the old beggar pays his debts. When required, good lad. And thank you all for bringing it to me. Anything else I can
You're
help you
welcome.
with?
What a wonderful shop.
Well,
What has he got in his shop?
You can see all manner of basic weaponry. Long swords, short swords, great swords, great axes. Absolutely anything that you can imagine.
Oh man,
And if it's
wants a +3 short bow right now.
well, funny you should mention it. I do a bit of enchanting, but it looks to be outside of. And he sort of looks you all up and down. Maybe a little bit too pricey for you guys.
Oh, I mean, how much are you?
There?
Sorry.
How much are you talking? I don't really understand conversion rates, Neverwinter and back home. How much is a basic enchantment?
You see, enchanting is a finicky process. You must procure yourself a finely crafted blade or a weapon, for instance. I would then be able to forge that into a even finer crafted blade, unless it was built by me originally, because they're all finely crafted. I would then be able to use the arcane wisdom and powers that be to imbue it with a +1 or +2 or +3, and the price goes up every single time. But it's quite costly. Pretty much. You're talking about 1,000 gold per enchantment.
That is very costly. Lovely to meet you. I'm gonna go wait outside.
My insight was correct if you couldn't afford it, that's for sure.
Having a look around.
I'm not
has he
sure
got
I can
any
be trusted
nice,
around here.
Has he got any nice knives on display or swords that like catch my eye? And take a bit of a gander?
Not any sort of he's got basic generic daggers. They are finely crafted, but they are very much generic. You can see from most of the weaponry that's displayed, it's more for the purposes of, say, the town guards that he mostly gets most of his sales from. So it is very much a generic longsword, generic dagger. But yeah, those are just sort of the things that you see.
I don't suppose he's got any letter openers.
A letter opener?
Like a novelty letter opener.
I could forge you up a quick letter opener, for sure. Wouldn't take me too long.
I mean, presumably it doesn't take much material or effort. I mean,
No,
how much would you charge for a letter opener?
it depends what sort of thing you're after. A finely crafted letter opener with inscriptions on, and he points to sort of this junk pile of metal in the corner. Or I could just make you a good enough letter opener from one of these scraps.
Just a token letter opener.
Okie dokie. Let me see what I can do. And he sort of grabs his tongs, grabs a piece of sort of alloy about this big, and he launches it into the furnace. And as it comes out, it's immediately glowing red hot. You almost get the sense that this furnace is almost magical in nature, where it can heat up metal very, very quickly. He starts to hammer just multiple repeatedly times onto his anvil, shaping this letter opener with each hit that he does. And you can tell the strength that he smashes his hammer down onto the metal, the clang and the pure force that he hits it with is someone of immense strength. And he does, after probably about, 6 minutes or so, he does return to you after he sort of basks it in a bucket of oil that he's got to his side and sort of cools it off, and the steam billows off of it. He hands to you a token letter opener, essentially.
Amazing. How much do I owe you for this fine
You know what? You done me a favour. Have it for free.
You, sir, are a gentleman. I can see the family resemblance. Captain Xander was also very kind to us.
No.
He was family, wasn't he?
Cousin.
He
Yeah,
was a
cousin.
Second removed
He's
cousin on my
cousin.
mother's
Cousin.
side.
Yeah.
Now, I've got a quick question for all of you. What are you doing in Neverwinter?
We're here for the festival. We each got invited.
Invited by whom?
Well,
Really no.
we don't know. Do the invitations often say who they're invited from? Why?
I don't suppose they do. Us locals here in Neverwinter, we're just sort of invited by the notion of us living here. We don't normally receive the invitations, but... No, don't worry about it too much. Have you heard about the games that occur at these festivals?
We know they're different every year.
And have you got any indication as to why you might have been entered into these games? You four
We've been entered-
specifically.
I thought we were just going to the festival. I didn't realise we were participating.
What?
And he looks directly at you, Flopsy. Your name's Flopsy, correct? He looks at you, Hugh, Julius, and Lugus. And he sort of calls you all out by name. Have I got your names correct there?
How do you know them?
Well,
Xander told you in the letter.
word on the street is a new team has entered the games this year. We haven't had a new team enter in 200 odd years. It's been quite raising the storm up here in Neverwinter. Everyone's got a little bit excited about this mysterious team. Captain Xandar seems to think it might be all of you. But I'm unsure as to how he's got that indication in his head. And looking at all
How
of
do
you,
you
I
normally
assume
enter?
you didn't enter in yourselves, did you?
No, we
No.
got told by Xandar that there was some kind of registration process. We've not been through that at all.
Well, the registration process is taking place right now. I suggest you head up there and make sure your names aren't on that list. Because if they are, you'll be needing to come and see me for a bit more high-powered weaponry. Otherwise you're all lot of fucked.
I'm going to turn to Julius at this point, eyes wide. Julius, we're not good enough to fight a 100-foot squid monster.
How did he tell you about that? That was 10 years ago. That was a fucking spectacle, might I add.
I'm not dying. I'm not dying to some ink-infested beast.
Wood, calm down. You've had a lot of sugar. It's okay. Okay, it's fine. We'll just go to the registry place and we'll just make sure our name's on the list. And then, just out of interest, what is the prize if you win?
The prize this year is supposed to be something of raw spectacle. Nobody's too sure what it is, but we're all excited to find out, that's for sure. And hey,
What
how
was
do
it
I
last
know?
time?
Oh, last year it was some staff of magic bending or some shit, I don't know. This year's supposed to be
Is
a
it
lot
a
better.
ninth level wish spell? Is that what we win?
No. No. Because that causes all sorts of havoc.
Okay, and would they do this registry process at that big building in the middle of town?
Aye, just down the streets. City centre,
Yeah.
they're all gathering up there, all the teams. I'd get
How
yourself
do you
down there.
enter? How do you enter the games? Do you have to like sign your own name, or do you have to like have a
Patient?
like a patron? Yeah.
There are many ways you can enter. You can enter as a solo combatant, in which case you'll be placed in the lower games, where sort of wizards duel and fighters fight. But the main card of the event is the free game main event. 3 stages of games. Skill, intellect, combat. It's thrilling. It is what we all come here to see. For that you enter in as a team.
Cool. So we'll just go. We'll just check. We'll just make sure that it's all totally fine. There's no panic. Definitely not gonna have to fight in these games.
Hey,
What's the squid?
Let me just tell you, my money won't be bet on you lot. That's for sure.
It's a lovely vote of confidence. Thank you very much.
I mean, look at you.
Yes, we are. Surely there's like a board or some other authority we can talk to get ourselves off the list.
Complaints department.
Quite possible.
Yeah, I'd like to contact HR.
HR.
Yeah.
I know of the HR department. There's a lovely lady called Laurie. Lovely lady.
Oh no!
Right.
Sorry, one of Adam's old characters.
Please,
I am
let's
filled
just
with
go straight to the building with the registration, because I'm sorry, I can't go be fighting 100 feet sea creatures.
Yeah,
I'm sure we'd all be dead long before we had to fight the sea monster. Calm down.
Aye.
That's not
Yeah,
gonna
she's just gonna give you like the deadest of looks. It's like, great, that's a comforting thought. Thank you, Julius.
You're welcome. But we will go to the big registration.
That feels
At
more
this point,
important
Flopsy
than
starts eating her 3rd cake. Just out of stress.
Has it been half an hour yet? Not sure it has.
it took 20 minutes to walk here.
Yeah, it took you about 20 minutes to walk here. It's coming up close to half an hour, to be honest. Yeah. Cool. Where would you like to go, guys? You can see the blacksmith. He's gone back to sort of hammering his metal, and he's just going, "I'm gonna fucking die."
They
Lovely.
all said the same about my mate Harry when he was entered into some games that he hadn't agreed to, and he won the whole thing.
True. And
Happens all the time, I hear.
that
Does.
Harry was fucking fantastic. What a player.
No one expected it. It's always the underdog that you got to watch out for.
I know exactly what you're talking about.
Yeah. Sure, yeah. Okay. Registry building or whatever. The big place. The big place.
Heading back to the city
that's
centre then,
filled.
guys, yeah?
Aye.
As we're
Yeah,
walking
it's
down the street,
registration.
I'll take my letter opener. I'll just hold it up to my head and say, "Lucas, just in case the voices, you can stab them with this." And I'll hold up the letter opener as a gift for Lucas.
A hand slips out of the hat. That entire time when I was talking to Derek, I was still under the hat but communicating telepathically. So
You're lucky he was
I'll just go-
within 20 feet.
yeah.
Um,
I'll sure.
So
Thank you.
as you exit the blacksmithy, sort of head left down the street, just sort of about 5 minutes, you now come back into the city centre, and you now see the crowd is large, almost up to sort of coming on thousands of people, all sort of huddled around these steps. And you're very much on the outskirts of this crowd now. If you were to push through, it's a very dense crowd, so you would almost have to wade through them to get up to where they're all looking to.
Everyone, get in my wake.
sidling
Just
behind him.
plow my way through.
That's it. So as Hugh, you sort of just start to you do that like you do in a nightclub where you're fed up of people barging into you, so you just lock your body like a rock and just walk forward like that. And then no one's barging into you or shoulder barging you, and everybody's just sort of being knocked out of the way like bowling pins, and you sort of just create this this triangle motion as a sort of like a snow plow through a big large mound of snow as it plows through, and you see in front of you these looming stone steps as they descend higher and higher, and you see this noble man stood at this sort of pedestal, and he's got some spectacles on, and you see 4 individuals stood in front of him, and they're all wearing bright green robes. One of them has affixed to his back a large great sword. Round his waist he's got sort of this shimmering belt that fits around his waist tightly, but then his upper body is just hench. Like, this guy is strong. Right next to him you've got a slender elf in also sort of green robes, and affixed to her back is this lovely sort of long bow, but it's more artistically created into almost like a compound bow, and she has large sort of flowing long flowing red hair coming down past her shoulders. You see a mage type figure, also an elf, with a spell book in one hand, and another creature sort of subtly cowered down wearing a hood, almost like a rogue. You see these 4 figures in front of them, and you catch the conversation as you sort of head up, and you see the man at the pedestal sort of says, "Yes, here to register again, I see." And he starts to jot down the names, and he'll start to give their names that you don't quite hear. And then they sort of just go off and have their little conversations, and the man in the pedestal is all yours to speak to if you wish to.
Come, Hugh, come on, let's go. Get us to that man.
I'll walk here. I'll get us to the man, and then I'll just step aside and reveal Julius behind me and say, "Your job, your turn."
Oh. Hey. Oh.
Hey.
Can I go up to the pedestal?
Yeah. So you get right to the top of the stairs, and there's basically this stone plinth that acts as sort of this writing table for this scholar gentleman just in front of you, and he's got a large book, almost like a tally book that he's sort of writing into, and he sort of raises his eyes above his glasses, and he looks at you and says, "Yes, how may I help?"
Hey, how are you?
I'm not too bad.
Great, glad to hear it. It's a nice day, actually. Just checking. Some weird guy in the shop told us that we might have accidentally been signed up for these games, and just wanted to check that that's definitely not some kind of horrible administrative error.
He sort of looks over his glasses at you, and I assume you 3 are sort of just in the background. You're letting Julius sort of take the front. Yeah. So
Furiously munching on cake. So he takes a look over his glasses. He looks you sort of up and down, Julius, and he sort of bends his head round and sees you 3. Sort of stood behind him. Stood behind Julius. Name, please.
I mean, I'm Julius. That's Hugh, Flopsy, and there's another one under the there he is. Lugus.
Yes. Lugus.
No,
Brushtail.
not my yes. No.
No.
Just say my name. My full name.
I'm sorry. I'm gonna like step forward here. We can't have our names down on there. We've only just arrived. This is a mistake. Who signed us up?
Let me just see. It says you all put your names down. You all registered yourselves 2 days ago.
And I like peer and look over at the piece of paper myself that like he's.
Yeah, he's not guarding it or anything. He takes a step back as almost like he's a free insight here. He's a little bit offended that you're sort of invading his space. But as you do sort of peer over and you are reading it upside down, but you do see 16 names all within there, and you see them in almost sort of teams of 4, and you see that your names are right at the bottom of the list.
Julius, this is a mistake. We didn't sign up. We weren't even here 2 days ago. This is wrong. We need to get out of it.
I was in Waterdeep days ago.
Go on, Luca.
I was saying I was in Waterdeep 2 days ago. That I would have known if I was.
Yeah.
I still
Like I was saying, clearly some kind of horrible administrative error, because as you can see, we're pathetic. So we can't enter the games.
Look, I'm not one
We
to
don't
judge.
have matching outfits. Like those guys had matching outfits.
We don't even have our uniform.
We don't have a
We
uniform.
don't even have a group name.
I don't make one in my size.
Okay. Look, listen, you 4. There's obviously been some kind of clerical error. However, if you are who you say you are, Flopsy, Lugus,
Yeah.
Hugh, and Julius. It's alright, I'm not calling you out specifically, I'm just repeating your names.
Oh. Sorry, I'm just very het up right now. I'll shove some more cake in my mouth.
I can see. And please do calm down. We can get this settled. However, you must see this from my point of view. How do I know that you are Julius, Lugus, Hugh, and Flopsy?
That is a great point. I've never heard of those people. Ever.
So how?
But I introduced
Right.
myself to you yesterday. I'm right here. Julius, did you not remember me?
True. He's
I'm assuming we must have some kind of ID on us, right?
You literally introduced yourself to him like 3 minutes ago and pointed out all of us.
Let's say hypothetically that we weren't those people. What would happen then?
I mean,
I'm
could it
the-
be a different Lucas Brushtail, Hugh of the Woods, Flopsy Soft Mittens, and Julius no last name given?
These are quite specific.
Oh.
These are quite specific names.
Yeah, never.
I think Julius wants us to lie about who we are.
It's just like
How's they spelled? 1 second. We know for a fact
Yes.
that there might be a different Lucas.
Yes.
How's Lucas spelled
his
on that
name
paper?
is spelled with
Ah.
a U and
I've
not
got
an
2
A.
U's. Is that an A on that one?
Yeah, so what you do, Lucas, is as you sort of peer over to the book, you can see it spelled Lugus, but you see that the U is just underneath an A that has been crossed out. It's just sort of been rubbed out, so you can see someone has made a clerical error but corrected it very, very fast.
Oh,
But what if the people who signed themselves up were not us, but they put our names?
It's quite possibly. I'm here to help. I really am, but I need
What
to.
kind of sign-up process doesn't request ID?
We do request ID. That's the thing.
I don't have a birth certificate on this plane or a license. I don't have ID. How
I
did they?
can't drive.
I don't have a surname, so.
We are. Well, yes, that is a problem for you specifically, Hugh. Look, we can deregister you from the games, for sure. And he looks at you all again. I can see that you are not as you say, you're not in matching uniforms. Let's put it politely like that. Let me speak with my superiors, because I'm not too sure what to really do in this situation. Just take a minute, take a breather, and hopefully we should get this sorted out for you. The announcer will be out very, very shortly, and to announce the prize and allude to some of the games themselves. I don't know, maybe this year it's baking cakes and walking pups, and it might be really easy to win.
Mhm.
I mean, I could walk a puppy. I think.
Aye, you might win that one.
Was it one of the categories specifically based on power and combat? Because it was skill, intellect, and combat.
Aye. You
What part?
you may be fighting dogs, maybe.
Oh no, I couldn't kill a dog.
I don't want to.
Like,
I don't want to fight a dog.
Not a cute.
We really
No,
need
I'm
to
not-
get
I'm
you all
not-
deregistered, I tell you.
I'm less than a foot tall.
You should
not
not-
for the sport. It's just not for leisure. It'd have to be for, like, you know, self-defense purposes that I haven't specifically put myself into.
That man's sword weighed 5 times my weight.
But at this point, you see the group of 4 individuals wearing the sort of the green outfit. They come on over, and the sort of the slender looking female elf wanders over, and she'll sort of meet your gaze, Hugh, and she'll just sort of put her arm out to say, "Hello there. My name is Aladriel."
Aladdin, nice to meet you, and I'll shake her hand.
And she's going to immediately take her hand and hand it out to Julius. "Hello, Aladriel. Nice to meet you.
Hi.
Are
To meet.
are you registering in these games?"
We were considering it.
Oh,
No, we
right.
weren't. Why are you saying this out loud? I say in your head specifically. We are specifically unregistering.
Yeah, like I'm there looking at you like, what?
But it's apologies. It's just interesting. I only see 3 members. You do need a 4th. She can't quite spot you at the moment, Lugus. I don't know exactly what you're up to at the moment, but
Oh, I guess I'm just on Hugh's shoulder because I did leave the hat in order to spy my name was correctedly.
Yeah.
well,
I don't want to listen to Pink Floyd, Dad.
Why not? Pink Floyd's amazing.
He's like 3 feet away from me here. It's very off-putting.
But as she sort of lends a hand out, the rest of them, they're you sort of get the impression that they are actually all quite welcoming. They're sort of just, they're all eyeing you up, and obviously they sort of almost see you as competition at this point because they do think that you may be registering within these games. But they they very much, they are warm welcoming. And the larger sort of fighter looking fellow with the large greatsword on his back, he walks his way up to you, Hugh. Good day.
It is. Very nice to meet you, Hugh.
The name's Micah. It's a
Micah.
Oh, a strong grip you've got on you for sure. And
Likewise.
as he takes your hand, the strength in this man's grip, as he clasps your hand in this formal handshake, he doesn't tense down on your hand almost to hurt you, but he's showing you his strength, but he's doing it in a kind of a way of a welcoming way of he's appreciative that you are also of his size, and you're very much there with him.
I'll be matching as much as I can. I'll be matching the strength,
which you can't quite get to. You get the sense that this fellow is almost of inhuman strength. Above the table, he has over 20 strength. As to
Off the
get
table,
you
I
a
think
feel
I
of it
know what he has.
mechanically.
Wow.
And you look down again and you sort of see this shimmering belt that he's got on him.
Yeah.
Cheating.
Yes. Of/giant/string.
Yeah, you see an inscription on the side of it that just says something of strength. Very good. And it goes for the other four as well. You do start to notice now as they sort of come up, they've all kind of got these almost enchanted parts of their equipment. You see the sort of the sly small figure with the hooded robe has this faint shimmering dagger affixed to their waist, and they're sort of just still cowering behind the other three members of their party, and they've yet to come forward. But yeah, they're all three are quite welcoming, and they just sort of say to you, well, if you are partaking in the games, we'd love to get to know you some more and talk to you some more about over a couple of drinks up in the players' lobby if you're there.
Are they being genuine in that, or are they like?
So with a passive insight, they are being genuine. If you'd like to make an active insight, go ahead and make an insight check.
I'll give it a go.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. So less than your passive insight. So yeah, you're getting a genuine feel of welcoming towards them. They're not being competitive at this point, might I say. And you do notice on their green attire is the slogan, the leaf springs on all of them.
Micah, tell me the games. Is it all as bad as they say?
What do you mean, as bad as they say? It's glorious. A battle.
Well, we've been told that it's quite difficult. Is it your first year?
Oh no, not our first year. We were the winners of the last year, but not the last 10 years. I mean, the last time. I'm not the cleverest folk. The previous games, we were the victors. A hard-fought battle it was, against 100-foot octopi, pentapi, whatever you call it. It had so many legs. It grappled us, it restrained us, it threw us up in the air. Elatrio here took nearly fatal damage in one fell swoop, but I managed to cleave its head with my great sword and claim victory as fast as we could. And I'm sure your team will do the same. I sense greatness in all of you.
And if we did the same,
And what did you do with the magic stick? The magic bendy stick I gave you.
The staff.
Yeah, as a prize, you got a magic bendy stick.
Yes, we did. The staff of Jordan. It's a pleasant staff. It sits above the mantelpiece in Elatron's house. Maybe to come in useful one day, we keep it more of a trophy rather than use it for its intended purpose.
Well, I think maybe we should have a chat, everyone, and then decide, because I could quite go for a magic bendy stick myself.
Yes, a magic bendy stick it is. But who knows what the prize is this year? I believe we're finding out quite shortly. And between us, whoever wins will win gracefully. And I wish you the best of luck. Hugh.
And to you, Micah. And maybe I'll catch you for a drink later.
Yes, and he goes in for the Rambo.
Oh, there we go. There we go.
Cool. What the rest of you up to?
Well, if they've gone, or going, I will turn to Julius and Hugh. You cannot be serious. We can't stand a chance against them. They're so green.
Well, I mean, you know, we don't have to do it. We don't have to do it.
No. I mean, as far as I'm concerned, a job's a job, right? And if, depending upon what the payment might be, I mean, we should at least find out what the prize would be.
Imagine how many performances worth of money we could win in 3 games.
That's if we even survive. We've got to get past all of the rounds, and to think, a 100-foot in practically invisible octopus. Like, come on.
But that was last year. This year could be something different. It could be a massive piece of cake that you could destroy easily. You never know.
You see Micah just over in the distance just look at you and just go, no. No.
Not him. No. We're not going to enter, okay? We're not going to enter. The guy's just going to come out and just say, take our names off the list. And we don't have to stress about it, okay? Right?
Okay.
Here you go.
Yeah, I'm not gonna join. I'll be fucking flattened. I'll be a puddle in the first round, even if it is walking dogs.
Oh, you've got a sword.
Dogs do hate squirrels.
No, I was
Sure.
chased
No,
up a tree.
Dogs love squirrels. That's the problem.
That's true. Yeah. It'll be fine. It'll be fine. We'll just get our name taken off the list. We'll go. We'll work for a little bit this afternoon, and then we'll get nice and drunk in a tavern. Forget all about it.
That sounds amazing. Please, let's just hope that that's the case. And I'm definitely going to be like that restless kind of foot. A big fat rabbit foot, just like...
Yeah. And you sort of hear above the sort of through the crowd now. You hear a sort of a bit of commotion, and you see a horse-drawn carriage approach the steps. And you sort of hear the of the. I gotta get better at sound effects. I can't do it.
Clippity clop.
You need the coconut shell.
Yeah. That's it.
Yeah.
That's better. As
They
they
might pick that up.
approach the stairs, there's almost this grand chariot where 4 individuals in blue robes sort of get off. Again, likewise from the other 4 individuals, you see a group of 4 slender, pale-faced drow as they take their sort of stand off their chariots, and they sort of give this large wave to the crowd, and the crowd starts to chant and scream in sort of a large eminence, and you hear quite a few of the crowd sort of just go boo shit, and they sort of make their way up the stairs, and they all sort of give you a bit of a dodgy look as they pass you all. A few other
Just say
moments.
out of the side of my mouth, what grandstanders?
You would hear in your head, Flopsy, a voice that sort of emanates different than the voice that was targeting you before, of just this elegant, gritty voice of, well, you don't stand much of a chance, do you? As they sort of, and you catch one of the drow's eye contact as you walk past, and it is now that you hear these big, large wooden doors open from behind you, where the scholar went in, and now this even more elderly figure sort of floats towards you. These robes flowing down to the ground and covering the bottom half of him, and it does look like he's sort of floating inwards, and he sort of takes up the pedestal. He sort of ignores you all as you're there, and he begins to address the crowd. Citizens of Neverwinter, welcome to the Festival of Remembering. It is the time that we remember that one fateful day in our history of the cataclysm. The explosion and destruction of the Argon Core. The fall of Gattus Cross. And our 4 fabled heroes. Let us remember, and let us celebrate the lives that were lost in the city of Baldur's Gate and beyond. We wish you all welcome from afar. Anyone who received an invitation, the city welcomes you with open arms. Seek out the tourist attractions. There are several bakeries that are offering 20% discount on all products starting from this instant on. Not a moment before, and not a moment after the 72 hours. If you bought baked goods before this point, I apologize. Wholeheartedly, in fact, for you did not receive your discount. It is with great honor that I announce the opening of this 10-year games, and on offering this time around is a prize of nobility, and a relic of times past. And out from his robes, and sort of almost telekinetically charged, this item, this orb that fits in his palm, comes out from his robes and sort of floats above his palm. Flopsy, you feel this sense of dread flush over you. Your body is almost it's taken on this kind of shiver effect as it's sort of taking over your body, and this sense of dread starts to loom over you. And your face turns this pale colour. The sound again starts to become devoid of all sort of conversations that are happening around you, and you start to hear a whisper in your head again of, "That seize it, take it. This is what we have been searching for. It is here. It has always been here." And this object that this man is holding, that the rest of you see, is this glowing orange orb as it floats above his palm and sort of twirls and spirals on the spot. And he sort of addresses the crowd as they marvel in awe. And you sort of get the sense from the crowd they're all sort of wondering what this is that he's got in his hand. What's going through your mind at the moment, Flopsy?
Fuck is mostly what's going through my head. Julius, you're gonna definitely feel a tug at your sleeve.
What is it?
It's not good. It's not good. They shouldn't have one of those. That's really, really bad.
What is it?
It's like a fragment what blew up Baltimore.
It's what? A fragment of what?
It's a fragment. It's a fragment of argon energy.
Oh. What do you mean, like the argon cool thing?
Just
Let me just write it down.
Cool.
Why is that a good prize? Do we need to win that prize?
I mean, it's a dangerous one. It's a really dangerous one. No one knows what it does. I mean, it doesn't have the same, like, cataclysmic magnitude of what came back, like, 2,000 years ago, but it's still the same energy. In the wrong hands, that's a lethal thing.
Okay, let's just see what he says.
What are you both whispering about? He says in your head because he doesn't need to be quiet.
Can we respond to Lucas is that how it works?
Do we have to? Yeah. Do we think,
Yeah,
or do we have to speak?
Yeah, I don't know the answer to this actually, Lucas. Well,
I'm gonna look at how am I right? I think it was worded weirdly anyway.
it was, wasn't it? We went through it, but I can't actually remember what we decided on.
I will read you.
I mean, I would presume just for like everyone else's sake, the
Yeah.
person speaking has to speak out loud, otherwise no one else will hear it.
That's what I
says-
would assume as well. But
You can speak
Yeah.
telepathically to any creature you can see, provided the creature is within a number of feet equal to 10 times your level. You don't need to share a language with the creature for it to understand your utterances, but it must be able to understand one language. It doesn't say anything about you talking to me
Yeah.
telepathic.
so I interpret that as you must speak aloud in order to communicate back to Lucas.
Okay. Okay, I'll just say to Lucas, it's not good. It's very bad.
What's not good? What's not what? Oh, sorry.
I'll tell you all when we get out of the crowd, okay?
He just does this. Sits on his hand.
Micah starts to copy you as well. He thinks it's some stylish pose that you're doing, and he's sort of looking around. Yes.
I'm just kind of flexing at the same time, like.
Starts to join in. Very playful, in fact. And that is where we'll go and end our session, guys. Woohoo! Danger and
A
stuff.
cliffhanger.
Things are occurring
Ooh.
in the city of Neverwinter. Thank you all very much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Ta-da now. Give us all a wave.
Bye.
Darren, you're not waving. Darren. There we go. See you guys later.